Gentlemen, to a collaboration between Matter of Opinion and Hold Up, Hear Me Out, though. And yeah, we definitely, been in the back scenes talking about doing this collaboration because there's a couple of things that we got to discuss in this bad boy.
Exactly.
But we got some hot topics for you guys that we're going to cover. So I guess, do y'all want to introduce yourselves? Starting with ladies first, I guess. You, Miss Educated Lady.
What's going on, everybody? As you know, it's that educated lady from the other half of Matter of Opinion. Thank you so much for tuning in.
I guess you take the cake, June.
Hold up, hear me out though. I'm June. I'm the side of the partnership with Rex that sees things in a beta/alpha way, and I just show my perspectives
Wait, what is this beta slash alpha way? Because
because they do some things right. Both sides do things right and wrong. So with me, I'm not trying to jump to one solid side. I sit back, observe, see what worked, and I just ride with it.
so the manosphere thing, you like, I'm not feeling that pretty much.
If it's too much one way, nah.
Nah, I feel you. I feel you. Definitely. All right, Rex.
Hey,
You want
you
to take the
already know
floor,
it.
brother?
This is Rex, the other half of Hold Up, Hear Me Out, though. Just seeing it from the bachelor's perspective, point of view. So, appreciate y'all having me back again. Um, Glad to be here. I can't wait to talk about, the topics.
Well, like I said, there's gonna be a many collaborations, not the only one. And
Hmm.
yeah, for those who don't know, I'm your boy Walls P, the other half of Matter of Opinion. And definitely check out the video that we did talking about, the police interaction and brutality between the black community, and does it affect actually other communities the same way. So definitely check it out on the channel. And don't forget to like and subscribe to Hold Up. Hold Up, hear me.
Hold
Thanks.
up, hear me out.
Hear me out though. See, I'm so used to two husbands and a bachelor. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
getting acquainted. I'm getting acquainted. But
No,
yeah,
it's all good. It's all good. We were two husbands and a bachelor, so we switched the name now. So where it's Hold Up, Hear Me Out though. So yeah, check us out, subscribe. Definitely got some fire content for y'all for sure.
definitely. So yeah, so before we get into this live and everything like that, because I want to give a couple of people time to get in and sit down and have a good soiree with us. So the first topic we're gonna definitely cover is the Will Smith topic, because he's saying that he's looking to resign. But before we get into that, educated lady, how do you feel about when it comes to men protecting their ladies? Hold on, before you do,
Okay.
we got a $10 super chat by
Oh, for
Strategic Eyes.
strategic.
Let's
Woohoo!
start this off with a bang. Yes, sir. Start this bad boy off with a bang.
Bing, 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 bing.
Yeah, we need some
Yeah.
music for strategic.
Yeah,
Now, when
I
he has
know,
the
right?
music playing, when
full
He
somebody
has
stop.
the
donates, I
music.
love
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
We
Definitely
definitely
good
need to
looking out for
upgrade.
that. And definitely subscribe to Strategic Eyes channel. Yo, we gotta have a bad boy, bad boy. What you gonna do for strategic super chat for his music or whatever? But yeah, but okay. So how do you feel as far as men protecting their ladies?
Okay, speaking about men in general, not talking about
Yeah,
the Will
yeah,
Smith
not Will Smith,
situation.
just men in
Okay,
general.
before you
Just
jump
men in
down my
general.
throat.
Nah, just in general.
In general, I feel like more black women need to be protected, and I wish that more black men would do that to defend their woman. And whether it's your girlfriend, your wife, it could be your sister, your mother, whatever it is. I feel like, especially in our times and on social media, we're so used to women, especially black women, being disrespected, and there's no one coming to our defense.
Hmm.
And it's like, or anytime they do talk about black women, it's always something that's negative, some type of negative connotation behind it. So personally, I do wish more men would do it. And I mean, for me, it's like it's a turn on, especially when you're with someone and it's like they're sticking up for you. It does in a sense also give you a form of validation. Like, yes, like he's about me. He protects me. Like I want to be with a man who's gonna protect me, in all aspects, mentally, financially, physically, spiritually, whatever it is. I want to make sure that, I'm with a man. And it has nothing to do with the whole alpha, beta thing. It's just in general. I want my man to protect me in the same way that I would protect him as well.
Got you. Do y'all guys want to ask? Because I wanted to get a woman's perspective on the topic. A black woman, an educated black woman's perspective on that topic. So, do y'all agree with everything she said? Y'all good with that, or y'all want to chime in?
I think Rex would want to. I have something to say about that first, though.
All
The
right, go
only
ahead.
issue I have, if you're not my girlfriend, because some women want you to go, like they want you to risk your life. So I don't agree with that. If you're not my wife, I'm not gonna risk. Like I shouldn't have to risk my life for you. I don't agree with that because when the guy shot up the Dark Knight movie theater, he died for her, and then she moved on and got married. And it's like, dang, I took a bullet for you, and like I really wasn't anything to you because I'm forgotten. I'm not even a footnote in your story. So I don't know. That's the only thing I disagree with. But for your whoever's your number one, yes, you got to defend her. We really don't. We really don't defend them like we
Hmm.
should.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but protection doesn't always have to be physical in the way that you
Yeah,
said.
Hmm.
yeah.
True, I
But it's
agree.
hard when you hear negatives about you because there's times I stick up for women a lot, and then I
Right.
hear women say, "Guys, it is that." It puts a hate in my heart where I want to go to another site and start talking about women. To keep it 100, like it annoys me when you want to defend them, but then you have them ripping you. So it's like, oh nah, forget it. I ain't even sticking up for you no more.
Before we
But
go
Rex, how
I
on,
you?
knew you were gonna
before
highlight
we go
that.
on, strategic eye says he coming for you, educated lady. So,
Okay,
but
strategic.
yeah,
And
all
just
right,
for the record, I do have a big dog. Thank you, and it's not a
all
dog.
right. So Rex, so Rex, what you got to say on the matter?
Yeah, no, I do agree with you in terms of like, yeah, we should protect black women more. You know what I mean? But also to kind of piggyback what June said, it's like, yeah, like if you're not my wife, and like we're not in a serious relationship, we're just dating and all that. I know y'all expect it, and again, we want to, but exactly like we get ripped on all the time, right? It's like there's always something. So after a while, it's like, man, forget it then. Like, why should I go above and beyond trying to protect you guys? Like, y'all quick to rip us. So, like, I would hope that you would come to men's aid the way that you'd want us to come to yours. But from what I see, we don't really see that, right? So that's what I have on that.
That is a good point. That's a good point because women see it as men supposed to be strong and everything like that. And as far as if a woman, I don't know, I believe if a woman feel like they got to come to your aid, they look at you as weak, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So
Not all
that
women.
no,
It seemed like that though.
this is
It
this
seems
is
like
this
I
is
know it's not
this
all
is
though.
my this is my opinion. This is my opinion. You get what I'm saying? So, but at the end of the day, that's how a lot of men perceive it. That's how a lot of men see it. Because if a group of people is walking down the street, right, and a woman is being attacked or something by a man, everybody's gonna jump to her defense and protect her. But if a woman is attacking a man, people are just gonna walk by and keep it moving. Like, oh, okay. So if men are supposed to jump in and protect women, then I want that same energy too for a woman to step in and be like, hey, don't be treating him like that. What is wrong with you putting your hands on him? Stuff like that. So
Yo, that's true. Yo, that's true.
Mhm. We're not
Yo,
saying be
strategic
like
is going
physical. You
in
don't have to be
tonight.
physical. Uh, I'll
yeah,
say
yeah.
you don't have to be like physical or whatever, but like, yeah, I mean, y'all nice with the tongue. I mean, shoot, come no higher than that. Like, be ready to verbally lash somebody. You know what I mean? Just
All right.
like
So
even just that would be cool with.
educated lady, what was you about to say? You don't agree with,
First of all, let me shout out Strategic. You know I love you, Strategic. And no, I did not say Chris Rock deserved to be smacked. Okay, I do not agree with domestic violence, but all jokes aside, but
Tia, Tia be on some vengeance is mine, says my man. But go
but
on.
but no, like I really I feel like no offense, but maybe that's the women that you all may have been accustomed to or are accustomed to. I feel like that's not all women, and especially black women. We're not all sharp with the tongue. And then here's the other thing too, like some of us walk a fine line with, quote unquote protecting you, because it's I don't know. It's almost like when we think that we're protecting you or we're looking out for you, sometimes you men will combat it with, oh, you're not my mother. Or, oh,
Yep,
I
I
have to
do
do
that.
this on my own or I'm not a man. No, I don't need your help right now. I got to figure this out on my own. So it's like a lot of times it's like we do walk that fine line because we don't know when is it okay to, quote unquote, protect you in the way that we think we should and when we should, let a man be a man. Because for example, when we did the show, Walls P and I was strategic. One of the things that I had mentioned was, I really do feel like Jada could have did something, whether it was, I don't know, tap Will on the shoulder, hold his arm back, stand up, like something. Because again, the same way that I want you to protect me, I feel like I should be doing the same thing for you. Now,
Yes.
granted, I can't overpower you, but at the same time, if I'm supposed to be a lady, whether we're in a relationship or a marriage, I should be able, like I said, to protect you because at the end of the day, it's a partnership. I shouldn't let you walk out here looking crazy, acting crazy. And I feel, and I don't mean that literally. I'm just saying it for sake of conversation because I understand Will Smith is also getting therapy right now. So I don't want anyone to take that literally. But what I'm trying to say is that she has a responsibility just like he does to look after him because now it's a possibility that he could have tarnished certain things with his reputation.
Okay. So speaking from a man's perspective, although you may get men who say, "Oh, I don't need protection, yada yada." That sounds good in theory, but trust me, men like that. Men like that their woman is gonna stick up for them. They may sit there on the surface, be like, "Oh, I'm hard, whatever," because they don't want to feel little, this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, I believe deep down inside, they appreciate it.
Yeah, but I wish that men were more vocal about that because
Yeah,
sometimes men only get vocal when it's the reverse. I mean, like the latter. Like,
look,
okay, no, I could do this on my own. No, I don't want. And it's like, okay, so we back off. And then in
but
turn, it can look like we don't support you or we're not there for you. But in all actuality, we are. It's just, we're kind of teetering on, okay, am I doing this to help him? But I don't want him to think it's this way. I don't want it to come off that way. Like, we don't know.
no, I get that, but we could go tit for tat for every little thing because just as you say, hey, guys should let us know this. There are certain scenarios where women can, like, you could give a woman the best time of her life sexually, and she's like, "Why you effing me?" Like, come on. So we could go tit for tat for every little thing. There's gonna be
Yeah,
times
but
where,
sex and
but
protection are two
no,
different
no, but
things.
what
Like
I'm
you
saying
take
is
it to a
there.
whole different
No,
topic.
but what I'm saying is there's certain times where a person basically bottles up the way they truly feel, but deep down inside they're like, "Yo, I appreciate that." Like, it's like if you
But why can't they vocalize that more? We're not mind readers. The
you
same way
you don't
you
have
can't.
it's
Hey, that's funny.
it's not a situation of being a mind reader. It's just like if your man or your husband argues with you or puts you in your place and you're like, "I can't stand you," then you walk around the corner like, "Yeah, but I love when he do that." Like, this, it's the same thing. Like, come on, there's certain things that people are going to do where they're not going to disclose it to the other person, like, "Yeah, I do like that, whatever," but because to them it's like it's not that serious. Of course, to you it's serious, but to them they're like, "Yeah, it's not that serious." You're always going to have that.
But Tia, you said
Yes.
let them know. I let my wife know. The way I want her to protect me is if you see in a if you're in a room and women are just trashing, guys are dumb, they're this and that.
Yeah.
I tell her I want her to stick up for me. Like if you know I'm not what they're saying, stick up for me. You know you have a son who's going to be a man, stick up for him. But she'll just sit there scared to voice her opinion because it's a group of women and they'll jump on her. And I'm like, that's when I need it, but she won't give it then. So even when we voice it, it does not really reap what you think it does. Because it's like the way I want it isn't the way you're used to giving it. So I don't see where if I ask for protection in a certain way, she'll do it. To be real with you.
All
Yeah,
right,
but not every
before
man
wait,
is as
before
vocal as you.
before you go on, I just want to shout out everybody in the building. Of course, we got Strategic Eyes. We got Erica Pierre in the building. We got who else? We got Black Sheepdog. Black Sheepdog, what up?
What's going on,
and
Tony?
and we got
I
Chino in the
know.
building. Anybody else, if you want to be shot out, just send a
I
hey,
got
hey message or whatever, and we could definitely
Yeah,
give you
don't
a
be
shout out.
scared. We
I
won't
know. Do your
bite.
thing. Don't be scared. But okay, you can say your last rebuttal, educated lady, and then we're gonna jump into the topics.
Okay. No, what I was just saying was June, every man is not as vocal as you. So that would be nice if, because communication matters and it's
Hmm.
very important. So I think that that's the one thing that we need to do more of. And I hate to say it, a lot of black men don't.
We agree to disagree on that, but let's move on to the first topic of the day, which is should Will Smith resign after smacking Chris Rock? Now, this comes from this article, which I'm going to pull up.
well,
What's up? What you about to say?
nah. While you was doing that, I was just gonna talk on it. Some might wonder resign. Okay, there you go.
Yeah. So Will Smith resigns from Academy over Chris Rock Oscar slap backlash. Will Smith feeling possible expulsion or suspension after he assaulted Chris Rock during last Sunday's Oscars telecast has instead resigned from the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Science. The move comes as the actor is embroiled in the gravest crisis of his career and as the organization behind the Academy has struggled in its attempts to deal fallout from the altercation. Called his actions shocking, painful, and inexcusable. He said that he will accept any additional consequences that the academies of governors deem inappropriate. I read on, or we good? Because I'll read this. He said the list of those I have heard is long and includes Chris, his family, many of my dear friends, all those in attendance, and the global audience at home. Smith said, "I betrayed the Academy. I deprived other nominees and winners of their opportunity to be celebrated for their extraordinary. I am heartbroken." End quote.
But I just want to know real quick. Maybe y'all know, has he apologized to Chris yet?
He did the second day.
That
The
so the
second day.
following day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Come on, homie.
But
You
not
wanna?
directly to him, right?
Yeah, not. It's like
No, I think
because
only in a written statement.
yeah, come on. To see,
Nah.
that's whack. That's whack to me because you even when you got your acceptance speech, I didn't listen to the whole thing, but it's like you went and apologized to everybody there, but the person you put hands on, and then
Hmm.
still again, you guys are colleagues. I know you have his number. Like you didn't even try to even speak to him afterward. Fine, maybe you could be still a little bit heated, that night. You couldn't even call him or anything like
Hmm.
that, and speak one on one. Like really, you waited the following day and still didn't directly apologize to him. Like that's whack to me. But
Mm.
So
See, this is where I stand on the matter. Where I stand on the matter is that because you got a lot of people that are saying, hey, when he did what he did, there was no, he, to defend his wife. Go on. Definitely want to give a shout out to Mr. Thomas is in the building. Thank you for joining us on this live. All right.
Yes, thank
So,
you.
so yeah, you have a lot of people that, so he was one track minded. He kind of blacked out at the time, and that's that. But with that being said, Eva, you do care because if you feel that you 100% right in the actions that you did, 100% right in the actions that I did, I'm not apologizing, saying sorry to nobody about my convictions because I know what I did is justified and I stand by
Mm.
it. So this makes me think like your action, do you really stand? You was just trying to come off and show that you're a tough guy. Now I understand, he's going through a lot of thing like that, but my thing is whenever we hear people these things and it's blow like that's when we hear oh they're in therapy stuff like this. So I get it in therapy and stuff, but at the day said he would have apologized when he went up and grabbed his award. I think a lot of people would have been more receptive of his apology. But the fact that and said what you had to say and didn't acknowledge Chris Rock. And then on top of that, one thing that he said in his statement, he was trying to say his actions was justified because King Richard had to defend his family. That was the worst analogy that that man could have made because King
100%.
Richard defended his family after they were attacked. When they were being attacked, he gave them people warnings before he actually took action. And even then, they attacked him first. So that was the worst analogy to trying to defend his actions on that. But anyway, with that being said, he can miss me with the apology part. And I think him resigning was just to save face because like he now realizes what he did was a
Hmm.
yeah, people are coming for him. He's gonna most likely after whatever the Oscars, he may lose that award. I don't know, but it looked like he lose that award.
No, well, they said like Weinstein, he didn't lose his award. So they were saying even if you did some egregious, you haven't lost it in the past. So why would you strip him of his when it was
Because
nowhere compared to the Me Too movement or anything like that?
the reason why is because what he did was not done Oscar. This is something literally at the Oscars. So I understand
Yeah,
we
he
could
should be
grade.
barred. He should be
I
barred.
no, but I'm just answering the question. What Weinstein did was egregious. Like there's no comparison. The fact that it was done at the Oscar as a somebody pissing on somebody else's lawn, I'm like whatever. But if they piss on my lawn, I'm like, bro, we got a problem. I may look at it as yo, that was egregious, but now you're pissing on my. It's like, dude, we have a problem here. So
But to lose
that's
your award though, I worked on this outside of the Oscar. I worked on it, and you gonna strip me from
check this out though.
it?
I
That's why I
would,
said
I
this.
would
This is
because
why I
with
said. Oh, go
like,
ahead, Rex. Go ahead.
no, because I was gonna say like he did put in that work to I didn't see the movie, but he did put in that work, and I know in Hollywood that's like as an actor actress that's like the biggest award you can receive in your career, right? So
Hmm.
like I in my opinion, I would have said, yeah, keep your award, but like you banned from like the Oscars. Like
For
that
life.
yeah,
See,
like you banned. Like that's it.
I'd never let him back.
No. Like 'cause
Mm.
again, you
I
signed a code
wouldn't.
of conduct. Like and you breached that contract. That
educate. But
you
you
sport.
can chime in. But let me just say this real quick. What you guys got to realize. This is said optics. You got to realize again. This is the first Oscar that was produced by an all black cast. So if they're gonna lay down they're gonna because it's like yo, these group of people opportunity to do that. I'm paraphrasing, and I'm not saying this is how it is. The eyes of black folks, we gave them an opportunity, and this is what happens on our platform. And the uh, best what's the word I'm looking for? Role model for the black community did this egregious act. So why would they not lay the hammer and take away? We're saying if,
Wait, I think you're breaking
why
up.
wouldn't
Yeah,
it be like that?
Oh, it's
well,
not just for me. Yeah,
Oh,
Walt, you
okay.
breaking up.
Yeah, you're
no,
You got,
breaking up.
you
You're
making
yeah,
up. I
freezing.
thought it was
y'all hear me clear now? Clear now,
No,
no,
it's still lagging
it's
a
still
little.
like choppy, yeah, a bit.
man. All right, then go ahead, fill in. I'll.
But with what he was just saying, I see. I disagree because I don't think they gave us an opportunity. We should have been awarded that opportunity from the door. It should have been equal. So saying, "Ah, we gave you a chance, now we're taking it," that's ridiculous because that
Hmm.
chance wasn't theirs to give to us. So
Mhm.
because he did
Absolutely.
something ignorant, you're going to penalize us?
Yeah, because of
Nah.
his actions, it's like
Yo, I understand.
Exactly.
But I understand today's society, man. Successful black people, they hold them to a different standard. I
Yeah, but at
understand it's
the
not
end of the
right.
day, they're still human. And I mean, let's also like take a back seat for a moment because this isn't the first time we had like something outrageous happen at the Oscars. Because back in the 70s, John Wayne had to be withheld by multiple
Mm.
security guards because he was going to go after a Native American woman who wanted to talk about the indigenous people and making sure that they were not dehumanized. So, and I think it was about a movie that was going on around that time with it wasn't Clint Eastwood, like it was someone else, but pretty much around that time, that is what happened. And that was a woman that he was trying to get to so he could punch or attack, whatever he was trying to do. And like I said, multiple security guards had to hold him back. And yet no one is really mentioning that. And like I agree with what you're saying, June, because it's like we keep saying, oh my goodness, it was the first time, majority of the black cast did this, or they had a lot of black people. And it's like, okay, I hear you, but I don't think that we should be held to a higher standard than our counterparts because at the end of the day, these are positions that they've earned. And let's not act like at the end of the day, they're not human. And that's the other thing, too, that bothers me. People assume that just because you have certain degrees, just because you reach a certain level in your career, just because you have a certain amount of money, you're supposed to be above being triggered, being hurt, acting out, whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, it's all about your response. And if you take responsibility, if you take the steps that needed to be to, rectify the situation, I don't think that we should still be harboring on it. That's just me.
See, I understand, and every that sound like I understand where you're coming from, but we can't act like when it comes to black people being in the spotlight, we're not held under a different microscope. That dates back from the times of Jackie Robinson, all of that. Black folks are held at a different standard when it comes to stuff like that. Like that's always the case. Um,
Who's holding them at a higher standard?
We're holding
society itself,
ourselves.
society itself. Put it like this. Let's look at let's look
You
at
sure it's not other black people?
listen, let's look at society itself, right?
Okay.
Twerking is deemed twerking is deemed bad and everything like that. I don't agree with it. When Miley Cyrus was twerking, the media and stuff was not crucifying Miley Cyrus. Black women having big hips and big booties and everything like that was not looked upon as sexy. Soon as Kim Kardashian got her alterations, all of a sudden now it's sexy. You know, black people having big lips. Soon as now people start getting collagen and everything in their lips, all of a sudden now it's sex. So that's what I'm saying. When it
No, but
comes
that's
to
not
when
the same
no,
example.
no, it's not the same example. But what I'm saying is when it come like when it comes to things and from a societal perspective, as far as like blacks and other nationalities, blacks are always held at a higher standard. But when it comes to trends setting trends, blacks are held at a lower standard until somebody else come and set that trend that was held at a higher standard. That's how it's always been. And
Laws.
yeah,
Thank you, Mr.
Sorry
Thomas,
to
for
cut
that
you off,
comment.
but that's because we don't. It seems like black people don't support other black people. Like when we're
Exactly.
doing our little things, it's like, oh, that dance is whack. But when the white people are doing it, they support it because they see the
Yep.
creativity and that they big each other
Absolutely.
up. So that's really
Yep.
on us. That's not
Absolutely.
even.
That's why I said, who is holding us at a higher standard? I feel like it is us. We're the ones that are doing this. Think about it. What I mean, not the comedian that someone had mentioned in the comments, but what white person has come forward and actually said something out against the Will Smith and Chris Rock incident? I'll wait.
Jim Carrey came
Jim
out and
Carrey,
said
yeah.
Yeah,
something.
Jim Carrey
Mad
said
people
something.
came out, and what mad
Okay.
people
How
came out,
many?
it was
Was it
a
more white
lot.
people or more black people?
Oh,
I'm not too
more.
sure, but it was mad comedians in the whole nine
Yeah,
that came at
especially the
At Will
comedians.
Smith, especially
Yeah,
the comedians. It was mad. You saying not too many white all across the board, white people was getting at him.
I've
And
yeah.
seen
here,
Either
more
on
black
here and
Either
here
on
and here
Twitter
here
or
and
Not more.
here's another thing I want to get at too. And June, to response that you were saying, I gotta disagree with that because let's look at when Cam Newton get into the end zone and dance and all this stuff like that, or
Hmm.
quarterbacks will get in the end zone and dance, and it's like, oh, he's not showing character, blah, blah, blah. But when you see Travis Kelsey in there hitting the quan and stuff, they're like, oh, look at that, he got swag, blah, blah, blah. when freaking black quarterbacks was running as QBs and stuff, it's like, oh, they're not intelligent enough to understand the plays. But then when you got a Tim Tebow running and everything, it's, oh my God, he revolutionized the game of
But
football and stuff.
Tim Tebow didn't make it because they said he wasn't
Listen,
good enough for
no,
the
but
position.
listen to what I'm saying. You're saying
Hmm.
that black people don't stand behind our kind, and I disagree with that. We
You
do
think we
stand
do?
behind. Yeah, on as far as like on the celebrity stance, of course, which because this is a celebrity stratosphere that we're talking about. Black people
Hmm.
stand by other black people when it comes to this celebrity
You
euphoria.
remember when we was ripping Whitney Houston, calling her crack this?
That's right.
We
Crackhead,
rip our
everything.
black people.
Yes,
Okay,
we
We
did.
rip them.
so let's look at OJ. He
Hmm.
basically ingratiated himself with the white community. And when he got to his low, who's the people that accepted him? We did. So we
No, we
stand
didn't.
behind
I
what
don't
what
No,
know.
we did
what
not accept him. Let
what
me tell you
yo,
this.
yo, I
No, 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 no,
promise you.
no. When that thing
Everyone
had
listen,
happened,
listen.
I let you talk. When that thing had happened with OJ Simpson, and the moment that the hammer was coming down on him, homeboy was photographed or videotaped at a black church singing and praising and everything else. That was not black people accepting him. That was a PR move. So let's backtrack that a little bit. I don't know what black people
No,
still
no, I'm
accept
telling you,
OJ.
yo,
Okay.
watch his documentary. Watch OJ documentary after stuff hit the fan. You're talking him going to black radio stations, all these other black things,
Yes, that's a
and there are
PR move. I'm
I
talking
understand.
about not him going to them. I'm talking about people coming forward saying I support him. Those are PR moves.
Yeah, I never heard
There,
anyone in real life say they
Exactly.
support
Like I
him.
hear what you're saying, but those are PR moves.
y'all can call it PR moves all y'all want, but at the end of the day, it seemed like the black community basically accept him and let him in onto their platforms, whereas the white community are like, we're done with him. You're not even coming on our platform.
Yeah, but why do you
Yeah,
think they did that?
it was
It,
mutually advantageous.
it may be
Exactly.
it may
Man,
be
those
mu-
are PR
it,
moves.
it may be mutually advantageous, but the way I see it, it's being let into the black community. That's the way I see it. Because if you're done, you're done.
Mm. But I think they
You
really
get
just started rocking with him more because, especially with like once he won the case and everything, which they probably expected he was not going to win, and it's like,
Yeah.
damn, like a black man actually won. You know what I mean? Like
That's when they
beat
love
the
him.
judicial system, beat the system. It's like, dang, okay, now he's like,
look,
now he's like a legend. So it's like, but
look,
at the
man.
same time, black people were the first one to be like, we know he did it, but
Look,
Yeah.
look, look,
you beat
look,
the
man.
system,
Look,
you
look,
Allegedly.
look,
Make
man.
sure you say
Look,
allegedly so you
allegedly,
don't get a
Please.
strike.
All
sorry,
look,
right.
allegedly.
everybody. Look, everybody. We got Michael Jackson, who basically ingratiated himself in the white community. After he got done, the black community basically embraced him and took him in. You got R. Kelly, who was worldwide known by all types of races all across the country. And once he got even though he beat the case, black people are like, yeah, he did what he did or whatever, but I'm still gonna love his music and still embrace him in the black
All
community.
right,
You get
wait,
what?
can
So
we
like,
slow wait,
yo,
wait, wait, we
He's
gotta slow
still
down because you
rocking
threw
his
those
music
examples out there
now.
quick as hell.
no, but what I'm trying
Let's
to say,
rewind a little bit.
what I
When you
what
look at Michael
wait, I
Jackson,
didn't finish my point. The point that I'm trying to make is
okay.
when white people say we're done, they're done. Black people, it's in our nature that we're forgiving and we will embrace people still afterwards to a
That's
fault.
true.
Like that's the way that we're
I
that's
could
the way
agree.
that
I could
we're
agree
built.
with that.
So
I can agree with you.
that's what I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying to say. Maybe I was explaining it wrong and terribly, but that's what I'm trying to get at.
Mm.
I hear what you're
That's
saying,
true.
but to me, it didn't really sound like embracing. It sounded like the white people didn't want me anymore. So now I'm gonna go over here to the black side. Not oh, this is what happened. Okay, come on over here, Michael. Come on over here. Okay, come on. No, it looked like they no longer accept me, so I'm gonna go back to my people.
That's
And like
how
you said,
that's
it
Tiger
was
Woods was one
that's
of
how
them.
equally
I've exact Tiger Woods did the same. That's how I view it.
and it was equally, like you said, advantageous to both sides. It wasn't just a mutual, oh yeah, we're just gonna accept you back and we're gonna do that. No, that
Educated
wasn't how it
lady,
went.
educated lady. At the end of the day, if I know there's apples to oranges, but if I have a significant other who basically took me through the freaking storm, whatever, and now 10 years later, I take her back, and I'm like, well, I'm only taking her back because it's advantageous to me because she's making $100 million a year. At the end of the day, I still took her back. Even if I'm doing it for a specific reason, I still took her back. So even if it's advantageous for these different media outlets and all of this stuff, you still literally put them back into the black community, so to speak.
I hear you.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but if you're trying to get success, the reasons matter, and them accepting him back, it's just temporary because it's just I need you now. I'm going to accept you, and then I'm going to say the same thing. I'm not black. I'm OJ, and it's like it's just temporary. It doesn't last.
Yep.
It doesn't last, but you still bought them back.
No, I could agree with because
Regardless,
yeah, that's true. That's true.
regardless if there's a reason behind it, you still took them back.
That's true. We
Okay.
do. That's something we do. We forgive like that. Is that a
Okay,
terrible thing though?
I mean, I
But
can,
it's go
I,
ahead. Well,
I can. Nah, go ahead, Rex. Go
no,
ahead,
because it's
go ahead.
like, but that's the one thing I hate about us, like us black people is like we are more forgiving. That's true. I have, I've noticed that. We all have noticed that. But it's like the minute you make a mistake, we the first one to rip on them, and it's like turn them all the way
Drag you through
down.
the mud.
And it's like, yeah, drag me through the mud, and it's like, come on, you gotta make up your minds. Like, are you rocking with them or not? You know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
don't get. You know what I mean? It's I don't know. That's just one thing I don't like that we do. It's like, yeah,
Here,
we're quick to forgive, but we quick to jump on them when they do something wrong too. You know what I
and
mean?
here's what I'll say. When one of us do something wrong, I believe we should be quick to jump on them. I agree with that 100%. But I also
Mhm.
agree, yes, we should forgive them. Now, with that forgiveness, once you do it again, all bets are off. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's
Mhm.
just like, okay, I bought the reference of R. Kelly. Once he beat that case, everybody was like, I bet, I'm still rock with him. And then once he went to court again for the same, it's like, nah, dude, pause. Because clearly you didn't learn your lesson. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So I can understand that first time. It's like, yo, that's why I'm like, even though with the Will Smith, I don't agree with his actions, whatever. And I'm like, yo, yeah, you're gonna suffer for it, but him being canceled from Hollywood and all that, I don't agree with it. It's like, yo, you made a mistake. We move on from it. You're gonna get dragged through the mud initially, but it's like, all right, now you know better. It is what it is. We move on from it.
I
I just
agree.
think he can't deal with it. I just think he can't deal with it because he's been the butt of everybody's jokes for so long. So I think I know he said he did it to defend his wife's honor. I think it was a little deeper than that, but that's my opinion, though.
Here,
Absolutely. He did
mhm.
say that he was going to therapy now to deal with some things, especially from his childhood. And
Mhm.
who knows? Maybe it took him the next day to respond because he had to consult with whether it was legal
God,
counsel or his religious counsel, whoever it was. Or who knows? Maybe it could have just been a PR move. But
Mhm.
possible.
either way, all I'm saying is that I really do feel like people forget that at the end of the day, people are human.
For
And
sure.
I'm sorry, I refuse to hold whoever it is. It could be, regardless of what your title is, regardless of what your profession is, I refuse to hold you at this high standard because, again, at the end of the day, we're all human. And if it's that serious, I feel like we should learn to criticize in private and praise in public. That's just me. So if it's our people, instead of jumping down their throat the moment they do something wrong, again,
Mhm.
let's criticize them in private, but continue to praise them in public because you never know what somebody's going through.
Yeah.
I could agree. I could agree. Okay, this is what I will say. After everything is coming to light, I kind of understand why um why he did what he did, why Will Smith did what he did. And in my opinion, yes, I can say it was because of Jada, but I think it was more so for himself. Because
Oh yeah.
are we gonna get into this whole conversation about Willow writing a note to
Oh,
Tupac?
Oh Lord.
that's
Just,
that's
just think
I
about this.
literally just saw that today for the first
Just
time on YouTube.
think about this from a logical standpoint, right?
that's crazy.
Pac quote unquote died 1995.
90, was it 95 96?
95, 95.
Isn't that okay?
Willow was born in 2000. 5 years, 5 to 6 years later, and now she's writing a note to a man that's dead about, I wish you come back. It would make my mommy happy.
Yeah,
So
that was
picture yourself as a man. Picture yourself as a man, right? You busting
that
your
was
butt, working hard, doing what you got to do, even though like you may like, because the way I'm looking at it, you may feel like you're never enough for this woman, so you're gonna keep busting your butt to be enough for this woman, and then your biological daughter writes a note to your now wife's old sweetheart that's dead that she never knew about. So my question is,
Yo,
what conversations were going on in that house that she would even elect to write Tupac a letter, and she never even met the man? So what conversations were y'all having? So Will Smith as a man, you take that and all the other stuff, like, yo, that's a lot for a man
out,
to process.
out of order.
yes, but
It's out
Wow.
of order.
That's a
but
lot for a man to process.
that's too much.
Mhm,
I would expect him to do something really crazy, like really crazy, and he haven't
mhm,
done that. So I'm happy about that. But
mhm.
also, Will wasn't. We're just assuming he was a great husband and blah blah blah, and he
Absolutely.
wasn't dragging her through some griminess
Exactly.
where she feel like I gotta say this. Like I wish I was with Tupac just to maybe hurt his feelings a little bit. I don't know, but that's what it seemed like they do back to us when we put them through the ringer.
That's
I
right.
know Wally
But
want to
bro,
get at
that's
me.
crazy, bro. Like
Yo,
you have your biological
I
daughter
would I
write a
wouldn't be
letter
able to
like
be with
that.
her after that.
That's
Period.
me neither.
look,
I
here's the
couldn't.
I
thing.
wouldn't be
Here's the
able
thing.
to.
Here's the thing.
Ain't
That's
happening.
that's
I knew
that
I knew
that
it was 96. I knew it was 96.
that sounds good and all, but when y'all both are turning around and saying that nothing was done behind each other's back,
Hmm.
that leads me to believe that y'all had an open conversation. So if y'all had an open conversation about stuff, what could be done that you're like, yo, you put her through hell and stuff like this? If y'all having open conversations and understanding between the two of y'all. So to me, it's like something is missing here. You can't be saying we have an open dialect and we knew about the August Alsina thing, we knew about him doing this thing, but we're seeing this pop up, whatever. So I'm trying to see, where does your dynamic fit into this equation?
Yeah,
But
but
there
how
could
do
be
we
other.
not?
Okay,
Oh no, go
you
ahead,
go.
Joe.
No, 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 no,
Like,
no. You go.
how do we not know that that's just something that they're saying to keep a united front to the public? But behind closed doors, they could be going through it. And they could be putting each other through it. At the end of the day, we are not entitled to be in anybody's private lives. So we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. So how do we not know? It's like, okay, because of who we are, the level we have, attained, we're going to be this
Hmm.
united front. We're going to tell everyone, hey, if they think we're in an open marriage, or hey, if they think that, we have an understanding, we have entanglement, whatever it is, okay, we're going to do that. And who's to say behind closed doors they're not at war with each other? Like, who knows? But my point is, why do we have to have, granted they put us in their business, I understand that, but we don't have to have an explanation nor a front row seat to their relationship.
We don't have to, but the minute you went on a red table talk and was disclosing all your
Exactly.
business, it became
Exactly.
our
It
business.
became our
So
business.
if
It
if
made
if
our
if
But
if
business.
they
they
would
didn't
if they
start it
It's
though.
not y'all business.
listen,
But
it
you
doesn't
made
matter,
our business.
it doesn't matter if they started it, because if the allegations were coming out, it's easy to just be like, yo, have your publicist take care of it, and never say yes, this happened or it didn't happen. There's many, come on, we know there's many
See,
ways where there's stuff that
uh,
goes on, and the publicist and everything, what's the word, damage control. But they
I
literally, this was from the horse's mouth. You get what I'm saying? This was straight from the horse's mouth. So it's like the minute you let people in,
mhm.
I'm just saying, like
But
I
they
hear
said
everything.
August Alsina's the one that ratted the
Exactly.
situation.
No,
He's
So
the
if
but
he
one
but
did
that put
that,
all of their
but
business out there, and they
okay.
True, but
damage
Okay,
but
but
control
left
comes
it
check
at
next.
check
that.
this out. Check this out. Here, I got one for y'all. The woman for Chris Brown, she put the information out there, right? Did
yeah,
Chris Brown come back and clap back? No. He was like, let me get my ducks in a row. And once I got all my evidence, I'm gonna let it speak for me. And he's not even the one
Mhm.
that did it. His attorney's the one who came out and was like, yo,
but you
here's
don't
the
think he gave them the
information.
green light to do it though?
He gave the green light, but he let it be handled in the back scene. The thing is, he didn't go on camera talking about, I didn't do this. Yo, she's a thought and she was sending me naked. No, look at the way he handled it.
Yeah,
So
but
if they
that
would,
was a legal matter. And
The
keep
bo-
in mind, there are other legal matters that
I,
are
I understand it's a legal. I understand it's a legal
He can't
matter.
talk about
Educate,
it.
educate.
exactly. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You can't compare apples to oranges because at the end of the day, an allegation that, no offense to August Alsina, an allegation that a random made is different from legal allegations that are going on about a person. And yeah, that one came forward. And okay, the lawyer happened to say, okay, look, this is what we found. She's lying. But, we did the video. There are other allegations about him and the other person that we covered. So we can't compare the two. So of course he can't go in depth. If you have a legal matter against you, even though let's say it's three of them, right? And I'm just alleging because I want to get a
Hmm.
strike on YouTube. Let's say you have three legal allegations that are against you, and one of them your lawyer happens to prove that is wrong. You really think that you're gonna go on a rant and talk about, even if it's a general statement, you really think that you're gonna go on a rant about it when you still have two other ones against you, and it's a possibility that let's say they do prove that it's right, or you settle out of court, do you know how that's going to look?
If you're dumb and emotional, yeah.
Okay, check this out. Look at
Good
the
job,
whole
Tia.
look at the whole situation with what's her name again? Megan Good and her husband,
Yeah.
right? Nobody could really have say anything about their marriage or their allegations or anything because they didn't put their business out there. The minute you put your business out there, people are going to make their own insinuations. And like I said, I get it. August is the one who came out and say it, but for y'all to tell me, oh, there's no way they could do damage control or August is the one who did it, to me, that's hogwash. My thing is, you can't put your business out there and then expect people aren't going to go in town on it. So if
Hmm.
you know mentally it was gonna affect you, you shouldn't have done it to begin with. If
But
I
see,
if
What do you
Especially if
go
you
mean
ahead,
it
get
go
was
ahead,
mad.
go
done to
ahead, June.
begin with?
Go ahead, June.
no,
Go ahead, Trent.
I have a real life situation I'm going through where there's people that's talking about me, and what I
Mm,
do is I rather tell my own story, and that's what I say. I rather be the one who's
absolutely.
telling my story.
That's
You're not
right.
going to sit there and tell my story for me, family or not. I don't appreciate what you add into my story, so that's when I'm like, I'm going to tell it, even though my story might be worse. I'd rather you hear my story instead of what they just fabricated. So that's why I understand with them telling their story, they wanted to tell it. Will sat there looking like a simp. Now I said it to you. He looked like a simp, and I accept that. But he had to tell his story. She had to tell her story. They had to tell the story, Ross. They had to.
Okay, okay. Are you gonna tell the story to people who bring up the conversation to you, or those who are like in your inner circle, and then the word get out? Or are you gonna go on a national podcast and be like, "Yo, this is what happened"?
It depends on
But
your level.
yeah, that's what it
Depends.
reached. The national, it reached
Absolutely.
everybody. So you
Depends on
gotta.
your level.
I'm
I'm on a.
sorry, I
Uh,
I-
can't.
I'm on a local level.
I
So
would, I would have, I would have just again.
yeah,
I don't care if
yeah.
celebrity, regular Joe Schmo. There's certain things you keep in house. Like you don't. These guys, they have PR. They're PR trained. Like they're not brand new to the game here. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
You knew what would have happened if you opened the gates. So don't get mad when everybody has an opinion now because you put your
Hmm.
business out there. Now you all of a sudden you're in your feelings. You know what I mean? You look like a chump, a straight, like a straight simp. Let's keep it a buck here. And then now all of a sudden, listen again. This is all years of buildup, and hence why now you just took it out on a dude that half your size, and you knew he wasn't going to do nothing about it, right? And you did it publicly in front of your woman to try to get your dignity back. So it's like, come
he
on, man,
went in.
with all that, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yes,
Okay.
August spoke, but
No, go on, go on.
you don't have to. There's certain things. It's not everything that needs to be brought to light. Again, there's certain things you keep in house. You don't have to be speaking everything about what's going on in your personal life.
But who's to
Okay.
say that their PR agent didn't tell them that that was
Hold
a power move to make?
Yes.
hold on a second before you go with that question. Should we allow call-ins from guests so that they can call in and say their piece real quick and
Yeah, that's
chime in?
Yeah, yeah,
All right.
for sure.
If you guys want to call in, you don't have to show your face. If you want to say your piece, give your opinion, you could definitely call in. The link is sent in the chat area, so there you go. So yeah, go ahead.
but yeah, I was just saying, like, who's to say that their PR agent didn't think that that was the best move to make? Because you never
What
know. Sometimes they figure,
you think their PR agent told him, yeah, this would be a good look to like. You think
I
your agent
You
know.
tell us, you tell the story
I,
instead of
I,
them. Yeah,
Exactly.
I don't. Okay, the
all
bottom
right,
line is, even if they saw it was a better thing, if you know mentally you're not going to be able to handle the blowback, why go there? That's
Yeah,
what I'm
but who
saying.
would have
But
expected that that was the blowback?
this
Like,
is what
if
I'm.
you thought that you were making a power move, or your PR agent said to you, you know what, guys, this rumor has been out there for a minute. You know what you need to do? Grab the bull by the horns, not literally, and put this out there. Okay, that's what they did. Who was to say that they would pretty much be the next, run on joke for however many months or years? Who would have
but
predicted that?
you know
Yeah,
that would
but
that
yo,
high possibility.
people,
Come on,
but
T.
good question. Good
Pe-
question.
yo, people was already on some Jada Wild out there. She's with Pac. She was with Pac and her history, all of this stuff. Like, come on, man. Like
Right?
you knew people was gonna be like, yo, after all that, and now this young boy, like, and the sad part about, okay, what would make you think you come out and tell your story about a guy who's half your age, more than half your age, who was your son's best friend, that you basically took advantage of because they was going through a mental they was having a mental breakdown, so to speak, and you took advantage of them, and because since she's older, it's going to be looked upon as she took advantage of him, and you basically formed a relationship with him. What can possibly be said about your story to be shed in a positive light? That's what I'm asking you guys. What can possibly be said?
My story. Did he say? Did he say they had an open relationship there or no?
No,
All he said was he knew everything that happened.
it
Who,
was more.
August?
No, no. Will
No,
Smith.
well,
Oh,
Did Will
wh-
say he knew what was going on between them
yes,
or no?
yes,
yeah,
he said he
because
Okay.
they
knew.
thought that they were getting a divorce. They thought their relationship was over. Their marriage was
To me,
over.
that sounds better. If I think we're done, like back when Friends, I don't know if you ever watched it. He thought he was on a break with his girlfriend. He went and had sex, and then she was like, "Yo, we was just on a break." If she thought we were getting a divorce, and she felt like, you know what, I'm going to talk to this kid, even though that's weird, but she felt like she's going to do that. That's her business. Like, what's
Absolutely.
wrong? Like, really, what's wrong with that? If they
Absolutely.
thought they were going to get a divorce, what's wrong with that?
All right.
And at the end
That
of the day, you don't
no.
know what's going to happen. Okay, so she went back to her husband. He probably was jaded. And unfortunately, if August Alsina was already mentally unstable, unfortunately, who's to say that that wasn't also part of, because they didn't say anything about his recovery. Is he in therapy? They never said that. So I'm just assuming. But who's to say that, he was upset about it, mentally and emotionally couldn't handle it. So he decided to put his business out there, coincidentally, around the time he put out an album. So I'm sorry, I don't hold her at fault for that. Now, some people may say, well,
Wait,
technically, she wasn't divorced.
wait, you
They
don't
were
hold her
set.
at fault at all? Like, even messing with her son's friend?
No, I don't,
Oh,
because they're both grown.
yo, that's
They
sit
You
are
down.
both
You're
grown.
telling me
Now, if he
If Will
I,
was,
messed with Willow's
nah.
friend and
if
she
he
was like of
was,
age,
if he was a teenager, if
know,
he was a teenager, and okay, they're saying the same scenario, absolutely, Jada should be persecuted. But these are two grown people. It doesn't matter if it's 10-year, 20-year age difference. Like, come on,
but
Wall
that's kind of
Street. Like,
grimy.
let's be
I let him in my
respectful. Like,
house.
Yo,
and laugh is not
I
yo,
let him in my
yo.
either.
house.
There
real
is,
though.
put it like this, yo.
Wow.
There is absolutely no way in hell. I'm gonna look at it like this, right? Let's just say for the sake of argument, right? Educated lady, me and you get married, right? 20 years down the line, or 10, 15 years down the line, we're going through something, and
Mm,
now you go link up and smash CJ's friend.
come on, that's not
I'm gonna be
acceptable.
like, wait, yo, hold up. Or me and you having problems, whatever, right? And I go marry, I mean not marry, I go mess with your son's friend who's actually a girl, like, and they're best friends and it's platonic. You
Wouldn't that
gonna
be
be like,
weird?
wait a minute, this mother effer who been coming to my crib all the time, hanging out with my kid, and
She
now you
touching.
gonna put your wang in that? Oh hell,
But
yo,
here's the
open,
thing:
open,
we
open.
were done.
Listen, Even though
No.
people listen, even though people are done, there's a code. You don't mess with my brother. You don't mess with my best
But
friend.
that's
You
not
don't
your
mess.
family. And that
I
wasn't your best friend. That was your son's friend. There's a
That's
difference.
even worse to me.
listen to me.
Yeah,
Listen
yo,
to
that's
me,
worse.
everybody. It it sounds good, but we know if we was in that position, ain't no way in hell we would have that same energy.
Nah.
Facts. Big facts. Big
Man.
facts.
Ain't no way in hell we'll have that same energy. It's
No
easy.
way.
It's easy to say it now. It's very easy to say it now.
Mhm.
Yo, that would crush my pride.
What?
Oh my
What?
What?
god.
Yo,
100%.
Yo.
I'm telling you from the door. I don't care if we broke up. I don't care what the situation is, yo. Nah, that yeah,
Oh, it's
that
already bad enough. I know they had. I
Man,
know they had
listen,
that
if
thing when the
we
open
are
Wow.
relationship. It's
at
like,
the
yo,
end of the
listen.
day, we are not each other's property. If we are not together, I don't care if we're married, I don't care if we're in a relationship. If we are not together, we are taking a break, we're separated, whatever the case may be, you are not my property. The same way I am free to go do what I want to do, you're free to go do what you want to do. It just
Wait,
so
you
It's
would be
happens.
able to
it's
date your
it's
son
a
my
your
son,
son's friend?
it's
friend.
a
Okay, here's the thing.
respect
I
thing.
wouldn't do it because
Okay,
I
I get
I
it.
prefer
You
older men.
can't
So I would
judge.
never do that. But
But you can't judge someone who does it, right?
absolutely, I would
I feel
never
what you,
judge
but
anybody.
that's low down. Like, mm-mm.
Listen, morally, ethically, they got to deal with that on their personal time with their own God or whoever they pray to. But me personally, I would not judge that person.
Wow.
Mm.
But if I was him, I'd be wow. I'd be hurt. I'd be hurt for a
Wait, we
long
have a
time.
super
What,
chat.
bro?
Oh,
Like,
oh shoot. Hold up.
I would have to go on stage and smack somebody too. Where's the super chat?
Um
Yes.
June. June, my bad. You might
Talk,
have
talk.
to June, you might have to drop out of the chat for a sec and come back in because somehow when I was inviting the guests and I
Yeah.
took away the feature to add the channel, it took away his the live on his channel, the live on you guys channel. So yeah, use this. All right. So June will be back. June will definitely be back. Okay. So while he comes back, did you use the new link I just sent you?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you can, while we're talking, I guess set up your chat. There you go. Okay. Wow. Yeah. My bad. I didn't even realize that. Okay. So look, we could go about this all day.
Yes.
So here's my thing. Now let's address the super chat. Okay.
Yes.
Tanisha Sajay, we
Woohoo!
appreciate the super chat. Definitely
Exactly.
thank
Thank
you
you.
for
No
that super
question.
chat. And um we're definitely gonna
Boop boop.
we'll discuss the super chat situation later on. But definitely appreciate that super chat, Tanisha Sajay.
Yes. Thank
Now
you.
we could go back and
Well,
forth about this all the time, all day. So
Yeah.
we're gonna attack the comment that Black Sheepdog had said, which is, "What is Chris Rock gonna do?" Let me see if I can
he's
find it.
gonna
He's
make a
like,
lot
"Yeah,
of money. That's what he's gonna do.
yup,
Absolutely. His
he's
yeah,
gonna, yeah,
his ticket
100%.
sales from his comedy show already skyrocketed, which reminds
Yeah.
me I need to
Boom.
go get my tickets before they're overpriced.
yo, his ticket went from forty
And
dollars to $400.
There you
Exactly.
go.
Yo, yes, and it was sold out.
what? From
Yes,
40 to
yes,
400 and sold out?
yes, yes. Now, here's the question to you that I have for you guys: do y'all feel like he handled it like a G?
I think
Who, Chris
yes.
I think
Rock?
Professionally, I think.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think
1000%.
he handled it like a G.
At like a G,
Absolutely.
like
That's how I would want to
especially
handle it.
Yeah,
on a, yeah,
That's
on
how
a,
I hope
again,
I would handle it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
that
Yeah.
takes, listen, that takes for a for a for a man to violate another man, and for him, just as a man, to hold your composure. Trust me, I know Chris wanted to do something, but he said,
Yeah.
you know
Exactly.
what, I'm at the Oscars right now, I'm at work.
Mm-hmm.
Let me be
Mm-hmm.
professional and conduct myself in a manner where, you know what, this is my first rodeo. I mean, not first rodeo, I didn't getting slapped, but you know what I mean, like somebody get mad at my joke, and let's keep pushing. Again,
Facts.
not even reacting, doing something that takes
Yeah.
a lot.
Yo,
That takes
what's
Mm-hmm.
what's worse? he may have thought Will was gonna do like a little skit with him. He moved
Absolutely.
forward
Yeah.
and got to
Yeah,
his
Yeah.
side.
yeah.
Like,
He leaned into
can you
Because he
imagine? That would
welcomed
hurt my feelings.
it.
Yeah.
Cause when he walked up, he was like, "Oh, King Richard," like he was still going with the movie line, like King Richard's about to step to me or come front me or something like that. So
It's gonna
yeah,
be all funny, and it was like
yeah, yeah,
whack.
yeah, yeah.
I
No,
felt
That
but
is
bad for him. I
crazy.
feel terrible for him.
what was Chris thinking about? Like, did he think he was just gonna go up there? And what? Like,
Nah, because nobody thought. Even
I
even when I
wouldn't have
saw
felt
him
bad.
walk up to him, even when I saw Will Smith walking up, I didn't see a smack coming. I thought he was coming up to grab the mic and maybe say something,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
something like. I didn't
after
think it was gonna be a smack, but yeah,
I read the title
yo,
and didn't think it was gonna be a smack.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like, oh, he's about to be funny. He smacked
but
him.
the
I was
yeah.
fact,
like,
but
this
but
got
All
to be
right.
fake.
So
what
if
kills me
there,
is the fact that Will was so brave again because he knew who to do that
He was
to.
so smooth
yeah,
with it.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
the man
yeah,
smacks him,
yeah.
and you show the most vulnerable position, your back, and casually walk off with a smirk.
Like I
What?
said, man,
I would have, I would
it
have
was that,
dropped him. Out.
it was that Steph Curry three when he knows it's good.
True.
Yeah, I was like, oh, he's bugging. He
All
is
right.
bugging.
So before we leave this topic, if there's one thing different that could have been done on or as far as the whole smack and everything, what do y'all think could have been done to either paint Will in a better light, Jada Pinkett Smith in a better light, or even Chris Rock in a better light?
Mm,
I can go
Like,
first.
okay.
For
okay.
me, what I feel would have probably made a difference in everything, especially on Jada's end, is when Will Smith smacked her, she could have
Yeah.
not laughed at the situation when Chris Rock said, Will Smith just smacked the crap out of me. She the way I look at it, a woman who basically care about themselves, very feminine, and everything like that, they would have felt embarrassed by the action that Will Smith had taken and would have, pulled him to the side, like, yo, you could have handled this different or something of that magnitude. But she did none of that. She just laughed, and it came off as, I looked at it as, yo, you're no different than a Shaniqua who looks for drama and
Mm.
attention. That's the way I looked at it.
Not Shaniqua.
I'm not trying to offend anybody named Shaniqua, but that's just a term that people use, like kind of like saying Tyrone
Karen.
or something. Tyrone or
Mhm.
Karen. It's not saying a person named Shaniqua is ghetto or whatever, but
Yeah.
it's just a play on words. So anybody named Shaniqua, do not get offended. That is not the intent. But that's what it looked at, off as ghetto, so to speak.
Yeah,
And a
Mm.
person
yeah,
of her standard, we look at her as like in a person in higher standard, so to speak, as far as how they carry themselves. That's what I think Jada could have did better and probably looked better as a
hmm
whole with the situation. What do you
Mm.
guys think or take?
yeah. Like, go ahead, go ahead. To you say
With,
something.
with
Oh,
what
okay,
Wally, with
go
what
ahead.
Wally just said, I'll piggyback off what he just said. I do agree. If she stood up and she said, you know what, I want to apologize. He did what he felt I wanted him to do because of how I felt about my head and blah blah blah. And you know what, I'm sorry it led to that, but he was just protecting his wife. If she said that, I think it would have made it look a little better. And like I said before, if he had just went up there and just during his speech, he just said, I'm you know my wife, she has alopecia, and that, it's a joke. I get it, but she's really hurt by it, and I think she's beautiful. He just gave her all of those affirming words. I think that would have been better.
Mhm.
Yeah.
For if I were up there and I did that, I think that would have been the best actions for me. But evidently, he didn't think so. But
Hmm.
I think that would have been better in our eyes. We'd have been like,
Hmm.
okay, he held his woman down, but he's still weak. That's what we would have thought.
Hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
definitely understand what you're saying. I think for me, Chris Rock didn't have to say the GI Jane joke or whatever, because I mean anyone who is familiar with Jada Pinkett Smith, whether you follow her on the Red Table Talk, her social media or whatever, she has documented like her, and I mean it's been like a couple of years. She's documented her issues with her hair and the fact that she was losing it and trying to cope with it and doing other expensive, painful treatments to try to get her hair to grow back until she was just like, you know what, forget it. I'm just gonna rock this baldy. So I think that he could have been a little bit more tasteful with his jokes, if that makes sense. Like he could have talked about her dress. He could have talked about, you know, something. He could have said anything. Granted, he could have said nothing at all and just left the jokes to Will. The other thing is, I feel as though Jada could have, as I mentioned before, maybe did something else, to, yeah, that's true too. Jada could have stayed home. But that's his significant other. He probably wanted her by his side while he won this award. So I can't fault him for that. But I also feel like Jada could have done a little bit more to protect him because, as I mentioned, protection goes both ways. So even if I can't protect you in a way that you can protect me, I still have a duty as your lady, relationship, marriage, whatever, to make sure that you're protected, you're held at a higher standard than, whatever. But also in Will Smith, he could have had more self-control. He definitely could have been a little bit better in his delivery of the fact that he was offended by the joke that Chris Rock made. Even if he pulled him to the side, I don't condone violence, but if he would have did something, let's say at an after party, off state, like something where it wasn't documented, then it could have been my word against yours. But again, I don't condone violence, but I do feel like he could have pulled him to the side and said something like, "Yo, why'd you say this about my wife?" Or something. Or even if they're supposed to be friends, he could have even told him on the phone before the award show started, like, "Look, please keep my wife's name out your mouth," because when he hosted the Oscars, I think in 2016, he had stuff to say about Jada, and she wasn't even there. So I definitely think that those are ways that it could have been done differently.
Okay. Rex, you up next.
Yeah, just again after what Will Smith did to Chris Rock, once Will was yelling like "keep my wife's name," Jada could have just told him, Will, settle down, not here, not now, and just like calmed him down a bit. You know what I mean? Like there was so many different ways she could have like calmed him down afterward, right? Like so she could have easily did that. Again, Will could have took after he did that. After the fact, he could have took the opportunity after he got his acceptance speech, bringing that to light. Like her, his wife having alopecia, and bring awareness to the thing, or to her condition there, and like basically tell the world like what I would appreciate it. It's just if you guys can just be a little more considerate about it, that would be great. Chris, I sincerely apologize. I should never put hands on you. You know what I mean? Like, how do you would have went took that approach? It would have went, I think, a little differently. Again, like Chris Rock's job is to, let people know like it's his job to make jokes, right? Like this is what they hired him for. Like that's why they have comedians hosting the Oscars. Like they do that purposely. So, and then normally comedians will go for the person that's like, trending topic, like the person that's hot at the moment, right? Like that's what they do. And why not go after the Smiths, right? Again, he didn't go as far as say anything disrespectful in terms of saying like, oh, something like, oh, well, August then da da da, like include some type of entanglement joke. He just made like a bald head joke, and again, I believe he did say he didn't even know she had alopecia. So again, he could have either took the time when to address it on his acceptance speech, or even just check Chris afterward, pull him to the side, let him know, listen, I should have never put hands on you, bro. You know what I mean? But like, yo, we know each other, had a conversation, even backstage, even, right? So there's just many different ways he could have went about it, but definitely Will Smith needs more self control. Absolutely. So
Wait,
All
Walls
right.
P.
Yeah.
Before let me just ask him if she had settled him down and calmed him down, would you wouldn't have thought he was a simp like you be saying? You wouldn't have thought he's a less of a man that she just
oh,
brings him
that
down like
wouldn't have
that?
changed because
No, no, I wouldn't.
like that was that you already solidified that. It's like, yeah, like you can't even compose yourself, right? You had to go and take it out on Chris. It's like, you know what I mean? That's crazy. The fact that you had to put hands on a man. Again, you couldn't.
Digging.
Again, you couldn't even pull a Kanye and just the mic, said what you had to say, ether him, and then gave back the mic and have a seat.
That's
Nah,
true.
you
Mhm.
violated.
Kanye was smarter. That's
That's what I said. I said if Will
Basically.
that's what I said. If Will would have walked on stage and been like, "Yo, for those who don't know, my wife is suffering from alopecia. That is an issue that a lot of women are going through, especially black women, or blase, like say something along that lines where it's like, yo, don't speak about my wife. She's suffering through alopecia or something like that. It would have made Chris Rock look this small.
That's true.
You get what I'm saying? So that's what I'll say on that. Before we switch topic, gotta give Mr. Thomas one of the the funniest comment that I saw one night, but it's definitely a funny comment. You ain't free to F my son's friend. Three exclamation marks.
that's a fact.
100%. That is
Educated lady is like, I disagree, but I digress.
Exactly. Listen,
like
All right.
no.
So let's switch gears to the next topic, which Miss Educated Lady is going to introduce us to.
wonderful. So, on the next topic, I wanted to talk about a Camden County Child Development Center that was recently in the news because I want to say about 64 of their preschool and kindergarten students were sent to the hospital because instead of drinking a carton of milk, they actually had sanitizer that was in it. Now, keep in mind, the school didn't package it. It came from Guida Dairy, I believe it's called. I hope I'm not chopping up the name. And I believe that was in Connecticut. So they have a plant, and I believe the sanitizer is what they use to like clean the machines and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
somehow it got into the milk cartons that were sealed, and that's what they sent. Now, also keep in mind, there was one student in particular who was sent to the hospital who was actually in remission for cancer.
Yeah. So
So how
who
do you
want?
all?
Yeah, who want to speak on it first? June, I know since you definitely was in the education field. I know you got a
Yeah,
lot you want to say on it.
no, I just feel they failed the parents. They failed obviously the kids, and that's ridiculous. The school should be held responsible just so they could be more diligent and seeking things like that out. Because you cannot take that could have. I don't know if it could have, but I would think it could have killed them. Could it have?
Well, they said it was non-toxic, if that helps.
It wouldn't help me as a parent.
No, no,
Yeah.
like
I would
Yeah,
not even allow my kid to eat there ever again. So it would
absolutely.
I would lose trust in the system. Like, wait, were y'all intentionally trying to harm my child? Because
mm,
Camden is already. I don't know which school it was. I'm not familiar with it, but they're kind of the ghetto. Like Camden is down there. No offense to y'all if y'all from Camden, but that's rough. I would feel like they were attacking my kids. I'd have just
Mhm.
felt I don't know. That would hurt my heart. Hearing this
Here,
story is bonkers.
here's a
Absolutely.
question. Okay, for me, I can't put the blame on the school, so to speak, unless you're telling me that when schools receive shipments of milk or food, somebody tastes the food, open it, or whatever. But if you're talking a product that is sealed, looks like it's never been opened, never touched, I can't put that on. I can't put that on the school itself. It's kind of like if I go to the grocery store and I pick up I'm trying to think Briar's ice cream or something. And when I open up the Briar's ice cream, I see a roach or something in it. I'm not going to say I'm never shopping at that supermarket. I may be mad at the supermarket and return it to the supermarket, but I'm going to say I'm never buying Briar's again
Mm.
because of that experience. I'm never going to Briar's
Yeah,
again.
because it was the
So
brand.
it's the brand that did it. So I can get it. The school definitely holds some kind of responsibility because it's like, yo, check who your sources are that you're getting your stuff from. But if this is something that happened the first time and they always got their milk from this company, I can't hold the school 100% responsible. But what I can hold them to is going forward, y'all better make sure y'all on your P's and Q's when it comes to the food that y'all are serving the kids. So that I can go. But as far as who to put the blame on, that company, oh my gosh, lawsuits out the wazoo. We looking to shut it down.
yeah,
That's where I
like
stand on it.
What about you,
I,
Rex?
I agree. Like I wouldn't I wouldn't blame the school because yeah, like I would assume like milk carton is coming sealed, right? So it's like they can't
Absolutely.
unless you're opening every single one and checking, which I'm assuming they're not. You can't really dig that, and yeah, I wouldn't fault the school for that per se, but the company that it came from, absolutely, like that's negligent right there. You should be double, triple checking your product to make sure it's at top quality and it's what it is, not spoiled, not tampered with, whatever. Especially knowing that it's being people are consuming this right and could potentially go to or children, what I mean, like consuming this. So the fact that the company was not negligent to do that, yeah, I would be like going after the company 100%. But I can't blame the school for that. Me
I
personally.
definitely agree with you. I definitely think that the schools should also switch distributors to make
That's
sure, like, just as a precaution, to make sure that, because clearly it wasn't like it was one or two, it was about 64 students, who
Mhm.
drank this carton of milk. So who knows what other schools, what other students, could have drank that, who could have drunken this, and it could have been, could have affected them. As I mentioned, there was a student who was in remission for cancer, and he was one of the people that drank it. Again, it was non-toxic, and thank God so far hasn't been any major reportings of any health issues, deaths, or anything like that. But granted, it did just happen, so who knows what may happen in a couple days or even a week. Because I mean, think about it, something can happen now and later on you realize you're having chest pains, or maybe like, you just never know. Even though it was non-toxic, it was still sanitizer. The other thing is, I have the overarching issue I have with this is the fact that in a lot of underrepresented, marginalized communities, they take advantage of free and reduced price lunch and breakfast. So I have a major issue with it because it just makes me wonder what other communities were served these cartons. What type of brand is this Guida dairy? Like what, like it really does make me wonder about those things. And I think that's why for me, even at my son's big age, like he literally just started eating lunch at school, and he's a freshman in high school, because it wasn't even so much me, it was my mother. She was like, oh, no, 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 we could pack his lunch. You're not that busy. You could pack his lunch before he goes to school, or give him, make sure he had breakfast before he left for school, because of the fact that that's how paranoid my mom is in terms of like what we
Mhm.
have. Even my brother and I, we were growing up, like, where did we get this food from? Even trick or treating, she used to let us trick or treat, but we didn't eat that candy. It was
Mhm.
just the, oh,
You have to
okay,
double
just
check it.
exactly. It was just
Yeah.
so, okay, they could say they trick or treated. It was a fun activity. Okay, okay, we'll take the candy. And we already had candy at home. So who knows? They probably threw it away. They probably, did whatever. But yeah, you have to be so careful with our babies nowadays.
Here's the
Mhm.
question I have, right? Because the way I see it, I don't really think there's any type of protocol that you can take to even check the quality. Because here's the thing: say you get 2 pallets of milk, right? And they come in crates.
Yeah,
What if they have a couple of crates that have the sanitizer, and the ones that you actually quality check is actually milk?
absolutely.
So unless you're checking every, like, you're it's unfortunate,
Yeah,
it's an unfortunate thing that happened, but I like going forward, I can understand switch vendors and switch to a vendor that has the best 100% accurate rate of quality, so to speak. But
Hmm.
something like that, it's like I don't really see how can you avoid it, because like I said, I'm in the trucking business, and I know how it goes when you deliver. You just grab the pallet, grab your power jack, load it off your truck, and that's that. You even as you even as the delivery driver, you just look, okay, this is the number, the SKU number match. All right, this goes here. So
Mhm.
But that's
somewhere,
not on the delivery though. That's
no, no,
something
Yeah.
that
no,
you
no, no.
can't.
But what I'm saying is, what I'm saying in a whole is the school itself. I don't think they have no precautionary measure where they could have caught it,
they
Yeah.
took a
unless the whole thing was, unless the if you're telling me the whole package was bad, every one of them, you got me there. But if you're talking like a couple of crates and there was some milk that were good, I don't see how. That's what I'm
but they
saying. So
gotta Walls, they gotta account for that. You have to take a little loss. You gotta pay a little more to get extra. So maybe every 50 milk, every 50 milk. You grab and you test it. Because I worked at a plant when I moved out here, Rhode Island,
Mm-hmm.
and every certain amount of soup we were packaging had to be tested. Every certain
Hmm.
amount because they're not going to check each and every one, but every certain amount they would check within the batches
Let me ask
just
you.
to make yeah
You saying at the plant, right?
yes.
That's the plant.
But what I'm saying, the school
Hmm.
could use a system like that. Every
Okay.
50 milk we grab, we open it. If you do, because we're bringing our kids to this school, we're
Absolutely.
saying we trust you're going to protect them the way we would. So if you're when I buy milk, when me and wifey buy milk, I open it, I smell it before I give him his milk.
Yep.
I don't just pour it into the bottle and it's like, all right, go. No, I have to. Oh, you do that?
I'm guilty. Hell no. I pull my cereal, pulled it. All right. Then when I eat it, I'm like, this is bad.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
Yeah, I
No,
so,
know.
you have to
so
check.
look, I'm guilty. I'm
Ooh.
guilty. So okay, go on. My bad.
Now, most of us do that. Come
Go
on, let me
on.
forget that.
Yeah,
Most of
yeah.
us do that.
Go on, Jude.
And
But
my
Jude,
cereal is different. No, no, me doing it to my like doing my cereal, yes, but for his, I actually have to excuse me, I
okay,
have to smell it. It's just
okay. I
different.
see. I see what you're
But
saying.
for my
Mm-hmm.
cereal, I just eat it.
Mm-hmm.
I just
I
wanted
get
to
what you're saying.
clarify for Mr. Thomas, it was the Child Development Center, so it affected preschool and kindergarten students.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
Oh
wow.
definitely.
well.
But yeah, that's deep
Yeah.
all the way around. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the school don't take blame. They gotta definitely take some type of blame for it because at the end
Yeah,
of the day, it happened on your account. But if I'm gonna pass the blunt of the blame, it's to that distributor.
Oh yes,
Yeah, it's to that distributor.
facts.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. And I
Yeah.
really hope
But
and pray to parents too. I mean, I know
Yes.
that that
I
can't,
would sue all of them.
yeah, I know that can't do anything if there
What?
was any effects for their child,
What?
but
Wait. What
True.
city was it in or town? Like
Camden,
what
right?
area was it in?
wait, you talking about
Camden.
the
What?
plan or the school?
The school.
Oh, it just said Camden. It was in
Camden.
Camden. Yeah.
All right, I need to enlist Elena in some Camden school.
Stop it.
Oh
I'm messing. I'm
Don't
messing.
do that to my
That's a
baby.
joke. That's a joke. That's a joke. That's a
I
joke.
took it serious.
Nah,
I
Oh.
get real
that's
serious. Let me go
that
hands
is
on
that is a
you.
Oh,
Oh.
joke. That
oh.
is a joke. That is a joke. And the
So you
only
don't
reason
like
why
jokes, right?
the only reason why I said it was a joke is because we're saying it's not lethal sanitizer. So
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
yeah, can you inhale this and I seal real quick? But it's a joke. I'm joking for those who are tuning in. It's a joke. I have a sense of humor. I have a funny sense of humor like that. It's a joke. So don't take
We
it,
hope we
personal.
hope
Yeah,
everything goes well
yeah.
with the
Lord
kids.
have
Like
mercy.
hopefully,
We definitely hope everything. Yeah, that's
yeah.
But what would
definitely a
y'all
Absolutely.
good
do?
But
point.
yeah, I
Would y'all
definitely
keep?
hope they get lawyers, they sue,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
whatever they need to do. And
J-
I would also, if that was my child, I would also take them back to the doctor in like maybe 2 weeks
Mm-hmm.
or a month or something like
Yeah,
that, just to make
This
sure
is
that everything is okay
yeah.
with him.
June, you was posing a question.
Nah, she kind of answered what I wanted
Oh,
to know.
okay. Yeah, for me, I would. I think I would. For me, I think I would take my kid out of that school. That's just me. I think I would have.
Okay,
Yeah, I think I would
you
have took the
answered the
kid out of
full
that school.
question.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I
So,
would have
all
took
right,
him out of the
just because of
school.
the lunch, you wouldn't. Then that's you blaming the school then.
No, I like I said, the
no.
school. No, I didn't say the school isn't going to take no blame. The school is going to take some
Not
type
the
of
blunt,
blame,
not the
not
blunt
the
of it.
brunt of it. Yeah, the school will take a blame and
Mhm.
they will take a hit. But either I'm going to take them out of the school, or for now going forward, my kids are going to bring prepackaged lunch, and that's all they can eat.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah,
that's where I would stand on it. Because I would look at
and
the options for school, and if there's an inconvenience or anything like that, then it's packaged lunch. Go ahead, Rex.
no, I was gonna say also, yeah, like either I'm gonna start packing his lunch or, and
Hmm.
I'm definitely gonna let the school know you guys need to change distributors like yesterday. Like, like
Absolutely.
this
Yeah,
can't happen here. Like, no
yeah,
way. Because what if it was lethal? Like,
yeah,
that's
exactly.
kids dead.
What?
Mhm.
Can you
That's
imagine that?
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's
Oh man, that
That's
whoo.
crazy.
bro.
But
It's like
yeah,
no.
Erica Pierre said the school is blaming the distributor, and yeah, I see that
Rightfully
coming.
so.
Yeah, rightfully
Yeah.
so. Because
Mhm.
even like I said, even if it's a supermarket and they pick up a bad batch, they're gonna be like, "Yo, that's not our fault. That's the distributor." So,
Mhm.
100%,
Exactly.
I agree with that. All
Mhm.
right,
Absolutely.
do y'all want to switch to the next topic?
Yes, let's do it.
Yeah, what's up?
This next topic, oh man, this is a going trend with what's going on in society today. Some people see it as women empowerment, but I have to disagree with that. I
Okay.
have to disagree with that 100%. So, This is a video of a wedding, and the bridesmaids are quote unquote lit. And if your bridesmaid aren't this quote unquote lit, then you need to cancel these hoes, as they put it. So
Okay.
roll that footage. Can y'all hear it first off?
Turn it up a
Yeah.
little.
Yeah, just
Y'all can
turn it
hear
up.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
I
can
don't
hear
know
it.
if I
Just
could
just turn it
I
up a
don't know
little
if I
bit.
could turn it up any more
Oh, okay.
than what
It's
it
kind of
is. So
low.
all right. But it's they're dancing to Back That Ass Up.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's the song.
Juvenile.
Yes.
That's what they came out
Girl, you
to.
look. You a big fine woman, won't you?
I love that song.
Yo, this is
Um,
crazy.
Oh wow.
Sorry, y'all. There's like a delay on my end. So, oh, like okay, I'm watching it. Of course.
You see that now, don't you?
Yeah.
Walls P look focused.
Oh wow, they're serious. This is at a wedding reception?
I'd be so embarrassed.
Nah, that ain't it. Sorry,
Now
that
see, he
ain't it.
didn't play whole videos for
That ain't it.
nothing else, but we're gonna watch the whole video of this one, aren't we?
That ain't it. I'm
Yo, my
sorry.
mother would be so embarrassed if that was my.
Oh,
Oh
yo,
yeah.
bro.
Oh yeah.
Yo, bro.
So that's
Hey,
that
man,
video.
what?
And then we got another one. This one partake
What?
in a high school. Now, they say that this was three mothers. I'm not too sure. I was trying to find out if it was actually three mothers, but it was three women. They clearly look older than the people that are in the stands. And once
Mhm.
again, same situation. Check it out.
Oh, she got the Tootsie Roll going
And
on.
once again, the song is Back That Ass Up.
This is at a high school?
Yes. Looks like a pep
These,
rally.
they bugging out here. What's happening in the world, man? Like, this is first of the wedding now high school? It's,
Exactly.
it's
But I see
crazy.
little kids
Oh,
though.
low. She getting low.
Wow. What is
Yo,
happening here? Like, bro, this, no, man. Oh, bro. What are you teaching the youth?
I at
Tell
least
me.
hope they're getting a cash prize for all of that.
I can't wait to talk about this, boy.
Yeah.
I can't wait to talk about this,
So,
boy.
Go ahead, Rex. What's on
yeah,
your
with
mind?
that being said, I guess the question I ask is the one first when y'all see this, how do y'all feel about this, and do you see anything wrong with this, or do you find it okay, or do you find it wrong on so many levels?
Bro, it's wrong on many levels. Come on. Like, women, if I'm not saying all you, for those that said that, this is women empowerment? Seriously? How? Where? You do There's a time and a place to do these things. At a wedding and at a high school, that ain't it. At a
Now,
restaurant,
let
that
me
ain't it.
before you go on, let me just say this. Women see it as a form of empowerment because for years men were able to be sexualized, so to speak, and when women are, it's viewed upon as they're a hoe or
Yeah.
all this other stuff. So now they're like, yo, we could be able to flex our weight and do whatever it is that we want without being ostracized or labeled. So that's why women see it as a form of women empowerment. So go
Time
on.
and place. Time and place. Like,
Hmm.
to because I know, I'm pretty sure you guys have seen the one where there was these ladies that were twerking in a restaurant, right? It was like a pretty like restaurant and whatnot.
Hmm.
It's like,
Hmm.
what,
Yep.
like,
Walls P
what
did
are
a
we doing,
video on it.
Yeah, we did a video on it.
right?
Yep.
Yep.
So it's like, what are we doing here as a society? It's like, this it that's like a almost like a sexual, well, it is a form of like a sexual dance type thing, and it's like, okay, you couldn't, for the wedding, you couldn't wait. Wifey could have did that on her honeymoon. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
you got your bridesmaids to do that coming out. on reception. Again, there's children around. Even if there was not children around, that's in poor taste. In my opinion, that's in poor taste. And then out of high school, what are you teaching these? What are you teaching your daughters, your nieces?
Can I answer that?
you- yeah, go
Can I
ahead.
answer that? You're
Hmm.
teaching them that it's okay for a mother to date their son's friend.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Big
But
facts.
Play
go on.
question.
I'm
Play
joking. I'm joking.
question.
But go on.
but like again, youth, yeah, it's if they're doing it, yo, that was good. If they're doing it
Don't
at,
condone that, Rex. Don't condone that.
if
I
they're
kind of
doing
threw
it,
his thought pattern off. But go
like,
on. Sorry.
yeah, you just threw me off my whole thing. Like, this, I'm just saying, like, if high schoolers are seeing this and being done, like, it's not even I was gonna say recess, it's high school. It's not even at lunch hour or something. Like you're holding a whole, like you making everyone come to the auditorium, to the gym to see this. Like you're just basically saying, yeah, this is cool to do this anywhere you want. That's cool. Like, are you? When
Essentially.
does it stop? So what next? You're gonna start doing that? Like, oh, somebody, goes into a corporate setting. You just either
Oh God.
close the deal, got the job. What? Now you going to work like in front of that? Is that what we're doing now? Like, come on, man. That's terrible. Like this, we doing too much. Doing too
Yeah.
much. It's doing too much, man. He can't be doing all that. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. I don't see
Tia
none
may
of
Yeah.
have
this.
a comeback.
Do y'all want
Say
to
again?
chime in, or do y'all want to chime in, or should I go?
Go ahead, June.
Okay.
Oh no, no, no. I'm on his side, so I'd rather hear one of y'all.
You
All
want me
right.
to go,
Go
educated lady?
ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
The way I see it, man. Like, okay, there was a video that I definitely covered where you had a bridesmaid who was actually doing this, and she had on a thong with her butt hanging out and everything. And in
Yep.
that video, I did say it would have been a better look on her if she would have had the bridesmaids, the ones doing the twerking or whatever, as opposed to her. So I
Mhm.
get it. Yes, it's a better optic that the bride didn't do it and the bridesmaids did it. The thing that number me, I don't believe there should be twerking at a wedding anyway, like that.
Mhm.
Granted, I understand people are gonna have fun, dance, whatever, but you're dressed in casual wear and stuff like that. So I don't see it as a place for twerking. Now, if it's a video of a chick twerking in the club and stuff like that, I don't care. It is what it is because that's the setting for it. But
Mhm.
the thing that grabbed me was the caption that said, "If your bridesmaid ain't lit like this on your wedding day,
Yep.
cancel those hoes." Period. What that tells me is that you're viewing them as the ones who are twerking, they're not hoes. The ones who are twerking, they're not hoes. But if they're not twerking, they're hoes. That's the
Yeah.
way. That's the way I'm perceiving it.
Yeah.
So it's like, why aren't like the if you ask me as a man, the ones who are doing that, I'm pursuing them. I'm perceiving them as the ones that are
Ready to
out there.
slip.
You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that's how I'm looking at it. But the thing that troubled me is you had kids there. And
Hmm.
Mhm.
when you hear the crowd chanting, and let's look at it. What do kids want? Kids strive for attention.
Yes, they
So if
do.
the kids are around and they see how these people are getting this
Yeah.
jubilation from this, the girls are thinking, "Oh, that's what I got to do in the crowd in a public setting.
Mhm.
I do this, and this is what this is how I'm going to be received with
Yes.
Mhm.
congratulatory praises."
Sure.
And then the little boys, they're like, "Yo,
Mm-hmm.
these are how women should be out in
Mhm.
public
Mm-hmm.
settings. So this is the norm."
Yep.
Mhm.
And it's getting so bad that it's now trickling down to high schools where you got mothers having a twerk contest in a gymnasium. And I don't know if those were students there, whatever the case may be. But if this is high school, clearly this is high school.
Yeah.
No matter how you look at it. So now you're doing this gyration and stuff. And that one girl was on the ground, split and everything,
Yes, she
like going
was.
in.
I was taking pointers.
It's like it's like, yo,
It
man, like Rex said, it's a time and place for it.
It
Like
is.
it's a time and place. I could remember growing up, man, when I would go to parties, the women who are out there doing that stuff, the other women would look at him and be like, "Yo, I'm not doing all that. You see
Yep.
her?" Like she
I
would
remember.
be frowned upon
Mm-hmm.
because that's something
Envy.
you say. That's something you do in private for your man, your husband, your significant other. But it's to the point now. It's just like
Gold.
even even on social
Yeah.
media, like I understand women do it to get attention, but it's the type of attention you're attracting.
Mm,
Needless to say, the way I say it, don't get mad when you show your ass first and that person want ass first. That's
mm,
the best way I could frame it up.
Thank you.
That's true.
Exactly.
interesting. Yeah,
Go
a
ahead.
lot of people nowadays they think that it's a form of women empowerment because they're taking control of their body and
Hmm.
they're controlling the narrative and they're not being controlled by what a man wants and all of these different things. But then in the same breath, like you said, you can't get mad when now that's what the man wants first, or maybe they can't find a good man, or maybe they can't find anyone who wants to marry them, whatever the case may be. But in terms of the twerking video at the wedding, man, I would be so happy to finally get married. I probably would ask them to leave if I saw any of my bridesmaids or guests doing that. Like, nope, sorry, you gotta take, like, I need everything picture perfect, especially if
Can I
we're recording it.
can I ask you this?
Yeah.
Would you feel like the reason you kicking them out is because you feel like they would be stealing your thunder because this is your day, so to
Yes,
speak? Or okay,
absolutely.
okay,
Because
okay.
it's not even a thing of being jealous. It's a thing of like, if this is my wedding, like I said, man, I waited for this. Like hope, prayed, all of that stuff. So for it to finally come to fruition, I want it perfect. And of course, it's going to steal my thunder because people are going to be talking about this negatively. Like
Hmm.
people aren't going to be talking when they get back home. They're not going to say, "Oh my God, she had a wonderful dress on," or "Oh, did you remember that cake? It was delicious." No, they're going to be like, "Yeah, remember such and such was up there twerking," or "Remember this, that." That's what they're
Mhm.
going to be talking about. And of course, pictures are going to be taken. It's going to be posted. Like, no, this is my day. I want it
Yo.
Yeah.
perfect.
And
And what
see,
were you saying, Jim?
no, I wanted to just add, it's like for like the bride at the wedding, and it's one for the bridesmaids, like family and everybody that's there, and me as like hubby and my family there. It's like, so these are your friends, like these
Absolutely.
these are
That's who
these
you
are
married.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what you hear. This so this is what I got to deal with. Oh,
Yeah.
word.
Exactly.
No problem. And then it wasn't bad enough. You did this at our wedding day, and they stole your thunder. And on top
Absolutely.
of that, like, what are you showing our families right now? Like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
here. Like, well,
Yeah.
like,
Don't.
Did she
what
allow
is
that?
yeah, like, yeah,
Sh-
yeah.
Clearly, she did. You see the
She
caption.
liked this.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
Well,
She said she wanted her
Well,
girls to do
okay.
one
it.
though.
Hey
Now,
man, listen. All that tells me is your friend belong to.
The
That's
streets.
all that tells
To
me.
be
That's
politically
all.
correct.
yeah. Now
Yeah, to be politically
now,
correct.
now let me say this though. I can't say that the bride is the one who put that cash caption up. So let me take that back. I don't know if the bride put the cash caption up for
But
that.
she didn't stop it either.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say. You took
Exactly.
the words right out of my mouth. See, great minds think alike. We here with it. We here with it. We
Exactly.
here with it.
But
But
no,
yeah,
you're absolutely right.
go
And then
on.
the other thing is
Good.
too, like even I think for my circle, actually I know for my circle of friends, even if they did start to see people doing that, they would walk up to them and say, "Yo, you can't do that here," or "No, no, no, not right now." Like little stuff like that, because it's like, yeah, and there's no offense to anyone who does twerk or anyone, none of that stuff. But I'm just saying, for me, I'm an old soul. I like to keep that from a man. That's
And
just
this
me.
Yo,
and I will tell you guys this. Educated ladies' friends, they are very protective of her.
Yes, they
So,
are.
so
Yes, they are.
that's not a person you want to trifle with. Her friends, boy, they'll put you in your place real quick.
Yes, yes, they are.
Yeah, go ahead, June.
nah. With her letting it happen, I just think it's terrible because as the guy, if I'm drinking and I'm having fun, I'm not saying this is always what's gonna happen, but it's gonna put thoughts in my head. Seeing them do
Mhm.
that, it's gonna be like, damn. You're gonna talk to your boy like, yo, you see how she was, and then now you want to figure things out. You want to see how that go. So
Yeah,
I think
Right.
that was so irresponsible. And it's like, yeah, the
Mhm.
man should. We shouldn't think we should be allowed to cheat because that happened. But you're inviting that right in front of me, really? Like I don't get it. To me, it don't.
For real
I get
though.
what you're saying.
Yeah,
It's my body. I could do what I want. But dang, that's bad news. You're having that at your wedding?
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Woo!
yeah,
I
yeah.
agree with you. And then, like you said, the children are sponges, you know, and they
Facts.
look for attention. So
Hmm.
we definitely have to be careful with the behaviors that, you know, we exhibit around them, and then also the ones that we reinforce. So even if you didn't expose it to them, you have the right as a parent or a guardian, whatever, to say, look, this isn't acceptable, or, you know, no, this isn't appropriate, or whatever it may be. Like, I saw a video, I meant to send it to you all's pay. I probably did. I saw a video on Instagram where it was two little boys. They probably were no older than 5 or 6, and they were swinging around on a stripper pole that I guess
Yes.
the mother had in her
Hmm.
bedroom,
I've
Hmm.
and it
seen
was
that.
like they were egging it on. And I'm like, what? You know, like even if it was a girl, I would have felt appalled. You know, I
Hmm.
still would have felt the
Hmm.
same way. But it's
Seriously.
like you fail to realize, like you're
What?
reinforcing this behavior. That's not cute.
Yeah.
And the educate to piggyback on what you said is like, so then exactly, the children, that they're like sponges, right? They love the attention. So what would happen if either little girl or boy started to twerk with them? Then what? Like started joining
They.
in on that. Little kids
I
like,
think they would let it happen.
I think
Absolutely.
so too. I think so
that's
too. In today's
wild.
Yeah.
society, yeah.
That's wild.
They think it's
The fact
cute.
Absolutely.
they would get skewed, and they would be, you know how to, hey
Yeah.
go in. I'm like, what? Like, what?
Or the
So
what's her
crazy.
or the what's her name? Ow.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Period.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
like, come on, man.
Yes.
Who is that? That's
Of
Cardi.
course.
That's Cardi
Like,
B. Is that Cardi B that say the ow?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
That's
Cardi.
yeah,
Cardi.
out of order, bro. Out of order. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah, I just
Here's
wanted to add that in
No,
there,
but
man.
you're absolutely right, because, and I know this is off topic, but you know, we're getting to a place now where there are no gender norms. They're trying to erase that.
Hmm.
So,
you
you
saw Biden.
know,
You saw Biden sign that law where on passports you could put an X for your gender now,
absolutely.
and
Oh,
they're
really?
What
making the
does X
system. Yeah,
mean?
meaning you don't have to identify, so to
Yeah.
Really?
speak.
You don't
Yeah.
have to identify as a gender.
And he made a law. He's like making a government law to bypass the states that say children can't like have reconstructive surgery and stuff till they're an adult.
Yeah.
He made a
What?
government site. He made a government site where they can get help and aid to basically go behind the state's back and look for government assistance to get those things done.
Are you serious?
And I
Yes.
told people President Trump was not going to be the worst. I knew it.
Man, listen, I didn't vote for Biden. So,
What's
I
going
knew it.
on over there in the States?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
There you
So
go.
so all right.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take the show in a different direction here, right?
Mhm.
uh-oh.
As far as like, do y'all feel kids should be even like? Do y'all feel kids or parents should even entertain the thoughts of kids going through reconstructive
No.
surgery and stuff like
No,
that?
No.
no, no.
Okay,
I
so
believe
we're
in getting them counseling. You know,
yeah.
getting them counseling. I'm not talking about conversion therapy. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about general therapy just to help them work through those things. Because I'm not
Mhm.
saying all cases, but you do have some cases where some kids are molested or they're raped, and sometimes they second guess their sexuality. You have other cases where, hey, that could be the norm. Like, it may not be the same thing, but I know when I went to an all girl high school, and it was a lot of girls that had girlfriends, but they weren't gay. That was because of the environment we were in. They were there. That's what they did.
It
And
was
of course,
just a
they had
trend. It was just a
absolutely, and they
trend.
had overprotective parents that were like, "Oh, you're not going over a boy's house. Oh no, I don't want you
Mm.
with that boy." It's like, okay, no problem. And they were with the girl at the train station before school started because it wasn't a boy, so it was accepted. Well, they didn't know what they were doing, but
Yeah.
But
it was
that could force
acceptable.
somebody into that.
You'd be
Yeah.
I
surprised.
chill
Yeah.
with my. I chill. Come on. I chill at my. Dang, that's sad.
No, the thing is, you got to look at it though, June. It was different when we were kids growing up. Now with kids growing up, like being I guess the right frame would be gender fluid.
Yes.
Being gender fluid is like common.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it's easy for a child to see it as a fad or a fashion and not really understand the dynamics of it, because
Yeah.
you genuinely will have kids who be like, yo, I feel I was born the wrong sex. You have kids that feel that way, cool, but we're talking about the ones who it's just a trend, they're following a trend.
Yeah.
Because even now, if you have like my 5 year old, if I can literally say I don't like filet mignon, she has no idea what filet mignon
But
is,
she's gonna say she
but
doesn't
she's
like it.
gonna say I don't like it either.
Yeah.
She has no idea what I'm talking about, but she's just gonna say I don't like it. So that's gonna process in her mind where later down the line, somebody say, "Hey, you want some filet mignon?" No, I don't like it, but you never even tasted.
Absolutely.
So I nip that in the butt now. I say, no, you don't know if you don't like this because you never had it. So try it
Mm.
first and then see if you like it. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I agree with what educated lady is saying to get the therapy, because you need to like help them find this stuff out and get to the actual true dynamic of the decision that they're trying to make, so to speak. And what
Mhm.
happened to just letting kids be kids?
Right?
Absolutely.
You get what I'm
Like,
saying? Let them be kids. Let them worry about that stuff when, like, later down the line when they can make an adult decision, because they can't make adult decisions for consensual sex.
That's
So
right.
why are you allowing a sex change?
I think you
exactly.
know what it is. I think because parents are so afraid of watching other parents when they were younger fail. This kid committed suicide. That kid committed suicide because their parents didn't understand.
That could be
So they
it.
went to the other end. Like, you know what? I understand. You may feel like this. This one woman was raising her son as a, like, whether he's a boy or girl. She'd buy him girl clothes and boy clothes. And I think
Mm.
that's a fear of him feeling like he's not understood and wanting to kill himself. The boy never said he want to wear girl clothes. He'd say, I don't not want to wear girl clothes. She still was buying it for him just
Wow.
because she didn't want. And it's like, it's scary, but I think they're trying not to fail. So
But
like,
you
let
know
me
what
cover
though?
all ends.
You know what I think though? I think in our time that would have definitely affected children, but I think now we're more in a more woke state where we realize this, like what kids are going through, and it's more accepted in society. Because back then you had to hide that.
Yeah.
You had to hide
Absolutely.
that about yourself. So I think now there's more acceptance. So I could be wrong. I could be wrong that it's less suicides than back then than it is now. Like I said, I could be wrong. I didn't check the numbers. I'm just going off my opinion on the matter.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming there's less suicides and everything like that, and I think parents are more open. But I'm not saying to just be like, "Yo, don't do this." I'm talking about, hey, if they want to dress that way, okay, you dress that way, do what you want to do. But at the end of the day, worry about being a kid. If you come to me talking about, hey, I want to get reconstructive surgery, all right, baby, you know what? If that's something you want to do, we'll cross that line later. Right now, I want you to worry about your education. I want you to, grow up, have kids. I mean, have fun, play with other kids, socialize. Once you finish with school, then we can cross that bridge and get whatever, talk about whatever it is
But
that you need to get done.
But Walls, would you dig why that child wants reconstructive surgery? Would you dig into that though?
Yes,
Absolutely.
that's where the therapy
Absolutely.
come into play to see what's up. But I'm not, if I just completely shut my child down and say no, you're not getting it,
No,
then
that
of course
doesn't.
that
Yeah.
can push them to suicide and stuff. But if I sit and explain to them, look, I understand what you want and everything, but right now the focus should be your education.
Absolutely.
You see how daddy works hard and he's not home a lot and all that stuff. I want you to go to school so you don't have to work hard as daddy. Go to
Absolutely.
school, get your education. So this way, the company that daddy worked for, you could own that company. You could be
Absolutely.
telling people what to do, like how daddy gotta acquiesce to his employers or his job. So
Mhm.
I'll change the focus to focus on doing what you gotta do. And I'm not saying we're not gonna address this, but once we cross this path, then we can address it. So I'm not shutting you down. I accept what you're saying, but let's focus on this before you even go there. Because at the end of the day, you're still a child.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
And it just makes me wonder, like, where does the conversation even come from? Like such a
Right.
compound word like that. Like why is that even in a 5-year-old's mouth or
Oh,
a
so
four,
bef-
you know what I
before you go
mean?
on, Erica Brown's in the building. What's up,
What's going
Erica?
on, Erica?
But go on, yeah, go on,
But
educated
yeah, like
lady.
it just makes me wonder, like, why is that term even like I could see like even with my son when he was younger, the only thing we touched on in terms of sex, if that's what you want to call it, is in terms of like an adult shouldn't touch you in certain places. Or
Hmm.
like, happy touches and night, and your no spot, whatever you want to call it. Like That was the only thing.
Hmm.
And that's why I'm like, I don't understand. Is it the school? Is it, our children just growing up faster? So now that is a topic of conversation. Like, it really makes me wonder. But in Florida, they just signed the Don't Say Gay bill. So
Yes,
you can't
Don't
talk
yes,
say
about
yes,
gay.
that.
Wait,
yes.
what?
Okay. So
What is
you
that?
can't talk about, homosexuality, gay, sex, anything like that. I believe for, was it up to fifth grade or up to third grade or something like that?
Who
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
talk
yep.
about it?
Yeah. Say
The
it again.
establishments, the established, like the
School,
school can't.
schools,
Schools.
schools. Yeah,
Schools can't talk about it.
yeah,
Oh,
And at
yeah,
okay.
the end of the
yeah.
day, I feel like if it's really that serious, talk about it with your child in their home. I don't need a teacher to tell my kindergartner, hey, this is what homosexuality is. This is what gay is. It's like, and
Yeah,
even if it was and even if it was a heterosexual thing, I don't think that they should know any of that stuff. Let's just
I
focus
So
on
agree.
them being a kid, play
Yeah,
with your cars, your trucks, whatever it is. But I don't think we need to shove that down kids' throats. They already grow up too,
they're learning faster though. Now
yeah,
with TikTok,
yeah,
they're learning like this. So I
Yeah.
even had a nephew come to me asking me about sex, and this was when he was a lot younger, and I wanted to talk to him about it, but I didn't want to overstep his father.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I went
yeah,
to his
yeah.
pops like, "Yo, you talk to him," and his
Hmm.
pops didn't think he was ready. But it's like they're getting the information so fast where you need to talk to them soon. You need to let them know because their friends who's watching TikTok videos will. Like, look at this right here. They got everything they need right on that phone.
that's true.
Everything.
Yo,
And it's
yo.
scary.
Look,
It is scary.
here's something I'm gonna
It
disclose
is.
to y'all, man. Like my son, he's a big Fortnite player, right? And the thing with the PlayStation 5 is the remote for the PlayStation 5. You don't need headphones. You could talk because the speakers and everything, like the microphone and speakers, come right through the remote of the PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
So one day, your man is playing Fortnite and he's playing with his friends. And mind you, my son just turned 10. These are his classmates and stuff. He's playing. Yo, when I tell you they throwing F bombs and all of this stuff, I was like, that's
Yep.
how your friends talk?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I said, yo, little man, let me tell you, you know not to talk like that. We don't condone that kind of language in this house. And he doesn't like, as far as stepping the boundary and speaking like that, he knows that's not something he want to do at all. Like he doesn't like watching content that has a lot of curses and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
yeah. But even one time, like, because on weekends, like, he doesn't really have a curfew as far as like the time to go to sleep. Because I'm like, yo, you're an honor roll student, you're doing what you got to do and everything. Live, let live. Because I know as a child, weekends I could do whatever as long as I'm making sure my grades is up and all of that stuff.
Absolutely.
So he's playing Fortnite with his friends or whatever, and like his friend is whispering, and I'm like, is he sneaking to play the game? He's like, yeah. I said, you better not ever get that thought in your head. I said, as much as leeway as I give you, as your mom give you, you have absolutely no reason to be doing sneaky stuff like this because you just don't know how good you got it. And I'm pretty sure you know how good you got it. You get what I'm saying? So yeah,
But
it's
whatever you give, they're gonna want a little more because they don't know
Yeah.
anything else.
they don't, but that's where you got to teach discipline.
Yeah.
So I make sure I,
Oh, I
I
know you
stand
big on
on the
that.
discipline. Oh yeah. So I
I
make
know that.
sure the discipline is up there, whatever. So, but yeah, man, like it, like with kids, man, you got to handle them with kid gloves, and that's a decision that you should wait till they're ultimately sure when they can make their own decisions to make a decision like that.
Absolutely.
You know. All right. So okay. So this is the last topic we're gonna discuss. Do y'all want to discuss about the topics that I had for the live that you guys did? Or do
Yeah.
y'all want to address the Leah Thomas situation and transgenders as far as sports go?
He's gonna want the other questions, right?
Yeah.
Rex, he's not really well versed with the Leah thing.
Yeah, I'm not.
Le-
Yeah,
Le-
I'm not really.
Leah Thomas is the transgender woman that won NCAA swim tournament,
Hmm.
and when he was identified as a male, he was ranked like in the I forgot what number, but it
400
was like
something.
400s or 300s, like down there. And then he
Hmm.
identified as a woman. Take all his testosterone, like everything, all the medication to make it an even playing field, so to speak. But yeah, he basically won the tournament.
Mm,
Well,
He doesn't
she
lose.
sorry, she won the tournament. She won the tournament.
okay.
I apologize for that. She won the tournament, the NCAA tournament. So, which one direction do y'all want to go?
The live.
The
All right.
Yeah.
live you had yeah
I
you.
want to know what you're talking
All
about.
right.
Let's go, yeah,
So
let's
we'll
go
save that. We'll save that subject for another day. Okay.
for sure.
So we're gonna address the live situation the live conversation that you
Uh
guys was having,
oh.
which was definitely a good conversation.
Mhm.
But there was a couple of things that I wanted to address to get like a better understanding and have a back and forth healthy dialogue.
Okay.
So one of the things that you guys said was y'all kind of had an issue with women bringing toys into the bedroom, not all the time, sometimes, but not all the time. So my question is, what is the issue if the woman is bringing in a sex toy all the time into the bedroom?
Rex, you want
Um,
to answer that or you want me to?
so yeah, I can go. Like I said, I did a lot. Okay, now I know. I was like, so no, for me, like I was saying, for me, well, I was saying that I don't have a problem when bring something into the bedroom, right?
Mhm.
Because it's like again, especially if you just want to spice it up, you just want to have a free game. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, yo, whatever to heighten it. You know what I mean? It's like I'm with it. I'm with it, 100% with it. Why I'm saying not to bring it all the time is because listen, we can't do what the machine can do, right? The machine will definitely beat us all the time. I can't just go like that nonstop. I can't do that. Men can't do that. Period. We will never be able to do that. So right there, that's just gonna, and especially if it's to all the time, right? If it's like, well, of course, me being your partner, I would want. I'm trying to, you know, satisfy you the best way I can, like every time, right? So if it's almost like that's kind of taking that away from me, you know what I mean? And it's like, oh, now I can't really do what I want to do, or damn, I learned this new thing or whatever, like whether it was reading a book or whatever, seen it online, I want to try it. It's like, damn, I can't beat this little rabbit or this little, whatever, like this rose thing. Like, I can't compete against that, right? So what I'm saying is like when you bring it to the bedroom all the time. So and then after a while, it just desensitizes, the little Missy down there, and man, that's
Uh,
it. Again, it just you. I don't mind it. Like I said, hear me out. I don't mind it. It's just when you bring it every single time, like every time we're going to Smash, like damn, like for real. So
okay. Here's my rebuttal to that, right?
Mhm.
Okay. When men are smashing or having sex or making love, I'm putting it in different perspectives because different people call it different things.
Yes, yes,
Mhm.
We're gonna ultimately come after a while. Like we're gonna come. There's no
true.
women can enjoy sex and not actually come, and they're fine with that, right? They're fine with that.
Mhm.
So if you're having sex with your woman and she doesn't come, like
Mhm.
I remember a woman I was dating, right? She never came from like penetration or whatever, right? It was
Mhm.
only clitoral stimulation and everything like that.
Mhm.
And as much as time we had sex, whatever, like it never came to an orgasm from penetration or anything like that, whatever, right?
Mhm.
But the moment, because me, I'm a person where I'm very competitive. I'm not like my ego's not going to be hurt. And like I said, this isn't for
Mhm.
everybody because not everybody's cut from the same cloth. I look at it
Mhm.
as a competition. Like, oh,
Same.
you ain't come, I bet we're about to get this in, and we gonna make this happen. So
I'm with you. I'm the
the
same
the
way,
the
bro.
time the time that it actually happened, it was like, ah, this is what it is. You could like you said this couldn't have been done, and I made it happen, so to speak.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
When it comes to toys where a woman, if you're with a woman and she can't come to orgasm, but she needs toys required for her to do so, I
Mm-hmm.
don't see it as a means of not bringing sex into it all the time, because if that's the way that she can get off, that's the way that she can get off. Now, the whole thing with the desensitizing thing, I can agree with it, but to an extent,
Mm-hmm.
because I know women who they say, "Oh, I don't know if it's true or not, but I can go by their word." But they're like, "Yo, I'm good with my vibrator. I'm good with my rose. I'm good with this, blah, blah, blah." And I use that. It never let me down. But then when they go back to actually experiencing the sex with a man, they enjoy that feeling. But
Mm-hmm.
by that logic of desensitizing, if they've been going ham on themselves with the toy, they shouldn't really feel anything,
Well,
because
Like,
so
what do
that
you mean you shouldn't feel
like
anything? Which,
if they're desensitized, that means if you licking their clit or whatever the case may be, they should be desensitized. Dude,
mm-hmm.
I had cases where I was addicted to masturbation, so to speak. It then desensitized me. Like I could masturbate, and then it's like I bet. Like I could literally be like, I bet she'll be here at 5 o'clock. Let me rub this out at 3 o'clock real quick. 4 o'clock. All right, we good to go.
see, but
I'm
it
not
affected me
desensitized.
different.
No,
True.
I understand. I understand it affects people differently. But what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, like the thing I'm trying to stick to is, if your woman cannot orgasm, but toys help her orgasm in the bed, why
Mm-hmm.
not allow it? Like, for instance, if she can only orgasm through the rose, why not keep the rose on her clit while you
Yeah,
penetrate her?
I'm with that.
You get what I'm saying? Stuff like
I'm
that.
with it. Yeah.
Or while you got the clit, while she's like, while you like, yo, baby, hold the rose right here, and you sucking on
Mm-hmm.
her nipples and stuff like this. You see,
Mm-hmm.
so there's methods to the madness where you like, because if you're supposed to be focusing on taking care of that significant other,
Mm-hmm.
I don't see where your ego should come into play, where it's like, Dad, you bring in another toy. No, because my focus is I want to make you feel awesome. I want to make you orgasm. Because at the end of the day, I'm already gonna orgasm. My
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
my hardest goal is to try not to orgasm, because that thing is that wet. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
true. That's true.
it is what it is. You feel me?
You're right.
So
That
so
is yeah.
yeah. So it's like, if you want to bring it in and you know that's gonna make you orgasm, and my job is to help you orgasm, even
Mm-hmm.
if you want to bring it in all the time, why would I trip on that? Because I know it's hard for you to come to a climax.
But how would you
Mm-hmm.
feel that's you doing that for her?
How would I feel? What?
Like, what would make you feel like it's you getting her to reach that point? Why would you think it's you and not the bullet, the rose, whatever?
The bottom line is, I don't care if it's the rose or not. As long as we're performing sex together and you climax, that's good enough for me.
Yeah, but
Because
you
it's
said you're
it's not about,
competitive though.
I'm no, I'm competitive on the strength of, I'm not gonna look at it as this toy is not gonna make me do my thing, because I'm like, yo, at the end of the day, I know my sex game is good, so I'm not gonna let this toy detract me. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. So that's why I'm saying I'm competitive. Whereas I'm not gonna let this toy mess with my manhood down there where I can't get it up, because I feel like I'm less of a man because I didn't make her orgasm, so to speak.
Not less of a
So to
man,
speak.
but the bond, you're not really getting to know her where you can make that happen. You're relying on something that may one day never exist. Let's say never exist. So she'll never be able to come.
No, clearly, if we got to that point, we had that discussion and we tried multiple things. It's
Mm-hmm.
not something you don't just come out the doorway and be like, oh, you didn't come after one time having sex, and all right, we're gonna bring out the toys. No, these are things you're gonna communicate with your significant other, and year after year, time after time, because the situation I told you about, toys was never an option, or not an options, but toys was never a thing that was even thought up or brought up. Now,
Mhm.
sex toys is like so common that people talk about it like it's a normal thing now. So at that time, you talking 20 years ago, sex toys wasn't really, a common
Yes,
thing
but
and a
men are
whatchamacallit.
being replaced. Men are being replaced now. So of course, sex
They are
toys
not
will
Men,
take
being
over.
replaced.
No,
yeah,
they are.
men may
Yeah,
be, men. Listen,
Women saying they y'all don't need us.
men may be replaced for people who are single. We're talking about you are in a committed relationship or you're married. So there is no really in
Okay,
a
you're
case
talking
of
about
being
my
in a
point.
place because you know your partner. So if you
Yes.
know your partner and she still didn't experience that orgasm, or maybe every once in a while she experienced the orgasm, at what point as a man do you feel like, damn, I really want to make sure she feel good all the time do we do it? Yeah, she tell me and she enjoyed and everything, but I want her to orgasm because I orgasm all the time.
Because
When does that come into play? When does
I
it come into
you
play where it's not all about you?
See, but
because
Mm.
I
it's
didn't.
here goes.
I thought you were talking
You
about
go.
it in a single thing. I didn't know you were talking about it from a marriage standpoint, relationship. If that's the case, then yes, absolutely. I hear what you're saying in terms of, you want her to, um, to like climax every time, right? But like you said, I'm like you too. I'm competitive, so like I'm not saying I'm in competition with a machine, but what I'm saying is like I would want her to like get used to my touch, right? To like, okay, I know it works a certain way. Like there's just certain things I'll do. It's like, yeah, that she'll get off. Yeah, it may not be every time, you know what I mean? But it's like, it's all right. I'd want her to be, because again, there's just, yeah, the machine can do all that. Yeah, the machine is not going to love you back the way a man will, right? You're not going to get
Hold
that
on.
feel, all that good stuff, right?
Check.
So it's like, so that's what I mean in terms of that. It's like you just want it to be more able to know your more
Hmm.
your and everything like that is
Check
basically.
this out. Check this out.
Mm-hmm.
Us men, we can learn a lot from toys too. Cause for instance, let's talk about the rose. When you
Yep.
operate the rose and you see how it's the motion of that thing, bruh. Next time you go down, you're gonna try and imitate like, like you you gonna
Bro,
do
I'm not.
whatever. Like you get what I'm saying? Like yo, cause you
I'm
like
not gonna lie. I'm not gonna even.
cause you're like
I'm
Oh
still like, I'm
man.
not gonna like the way the rose is.
uh
I
huh.
still have yet to see it in action because I'm like, yo, what?
Look,
I'm looking
here's
at
the
it, I'm like, so how does
here,
this work here?
here it
So,
is.
so
It's
it's
like
like,
it's shaped like a rose, right?
yeah, I
It
see that.
has
I
like a
see that.
little it has a little hole in it with
Okay.
some
It looks
air
like an
suction.
infomercial.
So it
Yeah,
it
you're
like
right.
it,
Oh,
yeah,
so
it's
that part goes on the clip,
yo,
and then
that's the thing
that
because
other part
because
goes back
yo,
in time,
They
right?
have a
some do
sponsor.
yo, because look at it. When you look at the memes online, a lot of men be all,
Yeah.
yo, you using the rose again, blah, blah, blah. No, that's not the way I perceive it. I'm like, yo, so it has a little hole where it's like a wind suction, so it sucks the clit in and at the same time
Mhm.
vibrate. You mean to tell me you can't emulate that as a dude?
It's
Yeah,
it's
I can
dark
do
skinned as
that.
well.
So that's what I'm saying. Like,
Mhm.
if I know, because you're gonna get a lot of people who are egotistical. If I know
Mhm.
off the rip that I can make my woman orgasm, and I bring the sex toy into it, or she want to bring the sex toy into it, I'm not
Mhm.
worried about it because I know at the end of the day, I can hold it down and make her come and take care of all of that stuff.
Mhm.
But I promise you this: if that woman really cares about you and
Mhm.
definitely appreciates you, even if it was a case where you knew the way she gets off is through her sex toy, every time you want to bring it in, I guarantee you there's going to be times where she's like, no, leave that. I just want you.
Yeah, that's
Just the
I
fine.
could have.
fact that just the fact that you take the time and you put all your feelings aside, that you're willing to sacrifice your ego for this woman to please her,
Mhm.
trust me, if that
But
woman really cares about you, yeah.
well, I don't think it's really ego. It's like, all right, before I have sex with my wife, I have to drink
Mm-hmm.
liquor all of the time
Mm-hmm.
because I feel it's going to be better. That's a problem because I am relying on something to help me build a bond with my wife. And what that does is I will be relying on that. It will desensitize. I'm going to mess it up, but it will make it harder for me to even get up because I'm going to need my liquor. So if I'm always using the toy, I will never come. Like she'll never come from me. If she got
That
to use the toy
But I
all the
think that that's
time, she
different
will
though. If
never.
that
you
that that can I'm gonna let you respond, educated
go
lady,
ahead.
but let me just say this. I look at the liquor situation different. The reason why I look at this liquor situation different is because
Mhm.
if I know it's not in my character to smack ass, to choke her, and to be aggressive and stuff, I'm gonna use the liquor as a substitute to bring that character out of me. I don't hear a lot of cases where a man will drink liquor as a means to having to get up. I think people use liquor because they are shy of a characteristic they want to bring out of themselves during a sexual act, and the liquor is a way to mask it so they can bring it out
Then
of them,
that
so to
was a
speak.
bad example. Let's say porn. Before I go have sex with my wife, I gotta watch porn first, and then I'm all in the mood, and then that I think that would be a problem. That I have to resort to that before I go do something that I should build the bond. I should put in the time. If it takes 5, 10 years, don't matter. You put in that time. With me, put it this way. Let me tell you why it's not ego. She make herself do it. I just lie there and she just do her thing because she know how. Like she just, I feel like sometimes I'm being used, but I'm like that. Sometimes I'm using her, so I'm like, you know what? If you got yours, I didn't get mine. It's all good. I'm
Hmm.
like, as long as you got yours, so it's not even a matter of ego. But if you're using that all the time, I just feel like we're setting ourselves up. It's like always holding your son, and then you're always holding him everywhere you go, and eventually you think you're just gonna put him down, and then he's just gonna be okay. No, you just set yourself up. Now he's gonna be dependent on that all of the time. So it's a bad habit that's being built. That's what I think. I'm not. I don't know. Like
No,
educated
don't,
lady was
no,
saying.
those are some good points. But go ahead, educated lady, because we've been killing the floor. I want to hear a woman's perspective.
Yeah, yes.
Well, first,
So
let me
I
just say
definitely want to hear a woman's perspective.
I'm
Yeah.
an angel. I don't know nothing about this topic. But
We-
but no, what I wanted to say was like if you need some type of substance to get you in the mood to have sex with, your woman or your partners, whatever the case may be, that's more of a psychological issue. And maybe you're having a physiological reaction and that's or unreaction and that's why you can't get it up, maybe you can't stay like whatever the case may be. I think it's something deeper than that, or maybe that's just me overthinking it. But the other thing is, in terms of the bedroom, I think we're overthinking it. Well, not we. I think June. I think you're overthinking it. I feel like if it's porn, if it's the rose, if it's whatever it is, I feel like when you're in the bedroom with your partner, and that should be your place where you're uninhibited. It's a euphoric moment, orgasmic, like it's special. You know what I mean? So whatever you two do in the bedroom to get you off to have that release, I say do it. And I think that that's why so many people resort to doing certain things behind their partner's backs, even if it's not cheating. It could be the porn, it could be, going to different types of X rated movies, whatever it is, because you can't be yourself and fully release when you're in the bedroom. So that's why I feel like if she wants her rose or if she wants to be choked, smacked, whatever the case may be, if that's what that person likes, you have to be selfless. Because at the end of the day, like Walls P mentioned, it's easy for you guys to get off, or easier for you guys to get off. So why not bring the rose in? Why not bring the belt in? Why not bring the, tie, whatever the case may be? If that's what she wants, you can't dictate what it will take for her to get off. So you have to be selfless when it comes to the bedroom.
I mean,
and
I personally would, but I dig it.
and there's another thing too. When you deprive them of it, that's when they're going to start doing the stuff behind your back. So if you have
Absolutely.
that open communication in the bedroom,
Nah,
That too.
see, but that's kind of bad. It's like saying if you're saying if you don't agree with this, you're giving them a reason. Basically, let's say it was cheating. Just because I do this, she has a right to go cheat. And I'm not equating it to cheating. I'm just saying just because one thing happens shouldn't lead to the other. If it's supposed to be you and I doing our thing, like, and I don't agree to bring something else in there, like whether it's another person or another object, to just think like, oh, I got to do it behind your back. See, that's why I wouldn't marry a person who would think like that. Like, I'm going to bring it behind you
that
because
that's that
it's like, really?
that's not what I'm saying, June. What I'm saying is if she okay, you can't really think of it in a logical stance points from like that because men will come from just stroking. Women,
Yeah,
on the other hand, they can have sex and don't come. So
that's
what I'm
true.
saying is if they have sex, they didn't come for whatever reason, and they like, hey babe, can we bring toys in? And they bring the toys into it, they're getting off, and eventually you like, yo man, we gotta stop bringing these toys into it. once they experience that orgasm and now you're taking it away from them and they're like, nah, let's have it, whatever, I still appreciate you, and you just shut it down,
Yeah, that's different.
what is that
That's
person
not,
supposed to do then? So that's
that's
what I'm saying.
that's different.
That's what I'm saying. So it can't like it's levels to it. That's what I'm saying. But I get your point of it. Your point of it makes sense. But if we're talking relationship wise or marriage wise, yes. But if you're talking about dating, your point makes absolute
See, but dating, I
100%
wouldn't
sense.
So
mind that.
we were basing it off
No,
of dating. We were basing it off
dating, I
Okay.
dating.
wouldn't mind
Okay.
that.
You wouldn't
Yeah.
mind it for dating?
Nah, why would I?
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Because
Yeah,
dating,
dating.
it's like we don't know each other like that. I smashed it one time, and you like, yeah,
Let's
we
get
need to
some
use a
toys.
toy. It's like,
Yeah,
damn,
it's
was
like
I that bad? Like,
exactly.
damn, dude, like,
You be
Yeah,
thinking
but
like,
I
damn,
would
was
feel
that
like
trash?
that's
Like,
what it's about. It's about the
huh?
release. I would see with dating, if I'm having sex while dating, it's about the release.
Okay,
It
okay,
wasn't really
yeah,
about.
I get where you're. Okay, you make okay. I can't be mad at that
I
take.
can, yeah,
I
I
can't
can
be mad
knock
at
that.
that.
But
Yeah,
let me
I
ask
get it.
you this question, June. Do you have a Madonna complex?
What is that? A Madonna?
Yeah.
Yeah, a Madonna complex where
I
it's
don't.
like with your woman or like pretty much with your wife, you can't see her in that light of using a toy
It's,
or like
it's not that. If she,
okay,
let's say she said she wanted to, I don't, like we said, I don't mind sometimes. But for you to bring it all the time, I think that's an issue.
okay.
Okay, okay,
For me, because it's like, damn, you're
okay.
not even gonna try. Like, let's say for years she's trying, and I just can't do the job. It's like, all right, I'm gonna lie here, and you're gonna do your thing, and let's see if you can. If nothing's working, then that's a different scenario. Then yes, we will have to bring it in, because that's greedy. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to be greedy. Like you go, I know what it feel like when I get mine. I ain't gonna take that
Yeah.
from you.
Exactly.
That's
All
for sure.
right,
That's what I'm
all
saying. Like,
right,
I ain't doing
all
that.
right. Got you.
Nah.
I got you. All right. So the next topic, I want to question Rex on this one because I think Rex was capping on this one. All right.
Sure.
So you said that.
Yeah, June was like, I'm out.
I
So
was
you
just
all right.
like,
So you said that if you had the opportunity to use a sex doll, you
Mm,
wouldn't do it.
mm.
yes, and I stand by that. No, I would not,
What?
and I stand by that.
Why? Like why would you not? Like
I
why
That's
not?
The real thing is too nice. I want that interaction. I want her to, the doll can't go sloppy toppy on me. Gawk 3000. You can't do
oh
that.
my
You
god.
know,
Hold up. Do you masturbate?
not as much anymore, but I'll lie if I say I don't. I stop completely, but not as much.
So
But
you mean to
I do.
tell me? So you mean to tell me
let's get it.
nobody's around? You got the sex doll chilling there, and you got the option to grab
Bro.
some lotion, whack off, or that doll is sitting there with a nice voluptuous ass just looking at you,
Lord have mercy.
and you just like, all right, let me
Jesus.
grab these tissues and this lotion and go in the bathroom real. You mean you're not even gonna take like one time, be like, let me see what this is about?
Nah, bro.
Oh nah.
Bro,
Where my baseball cap at?
Yeah.
bro, I
Why would you
cannot
rather
see
use a doll?
Yo, hold on. Let me make June. Pull the cap up again, June.
bro, I cannot
For
see
real.
myself just going hammer time on like, ooh, what? Because if I do that, I'm going to resort to the doll every time, bro. I was like, nah. I'm like, yo, that ass actually jiggles like that. I'm like, say word. It's flat. It's like, oh, damn. It's like, hold up. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
because
yeah.
At
the
least I know
whole
what to get Wall Street for Christmas this year.
I'm gonna keep it 100. If I had an opportunity to try a sex doll, one that has the mouth and the I'm going to try it at least that
Lord
one
have
time.
Bruh.
I'm gonna see why I won.
mercy.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna see why I won. Like, let me see what this is about, yo.
But
So
it
Cause
might
so
be
like,
like
addicted.
so
It
let me
might be
huh?
addicted though.
you said
It
you're
might
gonna
be.
do it. So you're telling me you're gonna do that. You're gonna be talking dirty sex doll. You're gonna
You
be
ain't gotta do all that.
dominating the
No, I'm
ish.
not gonna do
Fine.
all that.
Yeah,
No,
he doesn't have to
no.
put all that work
See,
in.
How you
see
know
here.
that?
See, here's the thing. here's the thing. I don't have an addictive personality. Well, towards gadgets, I do. My phones and laptop, like those I have addiction. But I was never a
Mhm,
person that had an addictive personality. I can cut stuff off cold turkey like that.
mhm,
So it might be different for other people. That I will
mhm,
say. It might be different for other people. But for me, if I try that, but then I have my lady in the bedroom or whatever, I'm gonna pick my lady over the bedroom over that.
Yeah,
Now,
that's
if it's
different.
if it's a situation where it's like, yo, I know she was working hard, she's tired, I'm gonna let her sleep. Yeah, me and that dog's gonna get it in and be like, yo, let's see what's up.
But Rose, you know the problem though
Uh
is
huh.
if y'all in a fight, if you like, let's say y'all not feeling each other right at that
Hmm.
moment, you may resort to that dog where you
exactly,
prolong that argument
exactly,
because it's like I ain't gonna apologize. I'm not wrong.
Nah.
You know my dog.
exactly,
Here's the
bro.
thing.
Because
Here's the
the
thing,
dog
though.
will hold you down.
Nah, here's the thing. If we're gonna go that route, we're gonna communicate on stuff like that where it's not gonna make the situation toxic, so to speak. You get what I'm saying? So I get it, but I'm I was never a person that believed that, yo, just because I'm mad at you, I'm gonna deprive you of sex or whatever. I never operated that way. I don't
Mhm,
care if I'm mad at you or whatever. If
mhm,
you need to get off, my job is to provide for you.
mhm,
That's my job. I don't care how mad I may sit there mad or whatever, but at the end of the day, if even if you're mad and she, start blowing you or something, all you was mad about is gonna go out the window.
That's obvious.
By then you're gonna have a good time, like, yeah, that was awesome. Now, we was mad, but let's come to a resolution. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Let's see
yeah,
how we can solve this. You get what I'm
yeah,
saying? So
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
I don't have the mindset of thinking, oh, I'm mad at you, so I'm gonna deprive you. So I
No,
was
not
never built like
deprived,
that.
but you're telling me if you think you're right in the argument, you like you'll apologize for the sex, or you'll still go get it, even though y'all just got in a fight and you were probably wrong in her eyes. How you gonna go about getting sex from her?
If I'm in the
You have
mood,
to
I'm
know
gonna
your
start. I'm
partner.
gonna yeah. If I That's the thing. If I know, like,
Nice.
when it comes to my partner, I know my partner. So if I want some, like, I don't care if you mad. You better blow off some steam or something. Go jogging, come back and take a
No,
cold
what
Literally.
if
shower,
you're mad?
and
Not if
yeah.
she's mad. What if you're mad? Not her. Like that's
Even if I am mad, if I want some, yeah. Just like if you're mad, you want some. I better spread my legs like a chick and be
Well,
like, take it.
you know what? Sometimes when I'm mad, it's like, yo, I'm not. Sometimes it could turn me off. Like it's like, okay, at that moment, I'm like, I don't want it right now. You know what I'm saying?
No,
But
I get it.
right,
It's
you know
like
what I
I
mean?
said,
So,
it's different. It's different
right.
strokes for different folks. That's what I'm saying.
Mhm,
That's how
mhm,
I operate. You might be
mhm,
like, nah, I'm not thinking about getting an erection while I'm mad. So yeah. So
mhm.
it's different strokes for. I'm just
yeah.
telling you
I
how
wish.
I
I
operate.
wish.
I
Absolutely.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, for me, it's always would you rather be right or be in love? And I'd rather
hmm
Of
keep the
course.
peace. So
Yo,
at the end of the day, unless it's something that, drastically affects my health or
yeah.
it's not that serious at the end of the day.
Yo, I
Mhm.
could be mad. I could be mad as hell and just a graze by her, and I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, you know what I mean?
Grace,
And you know how you operate. You know how you operate. You act like you're not interested. Like, yeah, whatever. Then it start getting good. You like, all right, come on.
Mhm.
You
she's
try and play
tight
that
leg
role
and
like,
then she's
I
walking
ain't
in.
interested.
Nah,
She
you know
walking in
what?
the crib in like shorts or whatever, and she got the
Uh huh.
with none else
Yo,
on. She's just like,
yo,
what? You're like,
remember
yo,
that?
she's like,
There was a
yo,
there
sis.
was a meme. There was a meme where you saw a guy like had his head in a pillow and he was looking to the side and it was like when you mad at your girl but she walked by with booty shorts.
Yeah, I see
Yeah,
that.
like, you mad
Yeah,
as hell, but you like, yeah, that
Not
ass
even
though.
mad anymore.
yeah, I was like, true though. It's true. You're not that
Yeah,
mad. You ain't bringing that sex no
exactly,
more. You're like,
exactly.
oh, okay, you
But
know what? You
but
can have
dag, I gotta tip it to you, man. If you really wouldn't do that sex toy, I mean
Bruh,
sex
I just
doll,
can't see myself
I
just
don't
up
believe
here.
in
I'm doing the Captain Morgan out here, just like, come on, what the sex?
Oh my god.
Like, G, like I don't know.
dude,
I can't.
dude. We didn't need to see the Nick Cannon, all right?
Yes.
I just
All
can't
right?
make it.
We didn't need to see the Nick Cannon, brother. All right?
That was a good example. You did.
He's advertising. Leave him alone.
And listen, man, I'm just giving an example. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I can't. I have seen like a video of it, like online and stuff. And I'm like, damn, that there was one that was like, I guess one of the makers of it, and then he made one. It was just like the booty, and it was a big old dog, and it looked almost real. It was jiggling like a
You
real.
smack it, you see the waves and
Oh
everything,
my
huh?
god.
I'm
I
like,
can't with
wow.
y'all.
That's crazy.
Oh
I was
man.
like, so I'm like, yo. Then I was like, yo, would I? I'm like, no, you bugging, Rick. I'm like, no. I'm like, no, I couldn't do
You see, Rex, just the way you talking about it and have a vivid description.
Exactly.
I'm like, bruh, with nobody around, you like, yo,
He'd be knee deep in
it.
there.
yeah, you know how you creeping, you look around like, let me see who's looking. Let me start tiptoeing to it, like, yo.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It starts off with the touch on the butt, like, yeah, that feels nice. You know, let me see.
I played the fifth, bro. Nah, man.
Oh man.
Ah, all right. So for us to finish off this live, okay, first I gotta ask, Miss Educated Lady, do you masturbate or no?
Keep it 100.
We keep it 100.
Keep it 100.
100.
That.
I don't.
We
Okay.
already
I don't. I'd rather
Okay.
keep the real thing.
Did you ever though?
Absolutely. When I was
Okay.
a teenager,
But that's
before you
something,
got it.
but that's just something you don't really do.
No, I
Whatever, right?
prefer the real
Okay.
thing. I
Okay.
need the touch. I need the.
Okay. Now, the reason
Yeah.
why I'm asking, I just needed to confirm, did you ever masturbate? Okay.
Yes, I
But
have.
No.
wait,
I don't
we prefer the real
just like
thing too,
you
though.
guys said I was
Huh?
capping, you definitely capping. 100%.
No, that might
No,
be. If we prefer the real thing too, but we still do it.
No, the only thing I wanted to address was did she masturbate? Because
yes,
Oh.
I have.
this is the final question that I want to ask you, everybody on the panel.
Uh-uh.
Where was the craziest place that you ever masturbated?
Hmm. Wow, I gotta think about that. Crazy.
Before we even get into that, there was one more question I wanted to ask about y'all live, right?
Yeah.
And that question was, so keep that question in the back of your mind.
Okay.
Mhm.
On the live, you guys said that you wouldn't let your significant other handcuff you or tie you. Why not? Why not?
I did that
No,
before.
I said I would try. I said I would try.
You
Okay.
said you would.
Okay, yeah, you're right. June, why wouldn't you?
I just I that's if I was dating. It's different. It's a different level of trust because my reason is a lack of
Okay.
trust. I
Okay.
dated someone who was pretty physical with her hands, like where,
Okay.
and she
Mm.
just, I don't know if she was a little cuckoo, but if I was handcuffed and she thought I did something like cheated,
Okay.
nah, she probably would stab me.
So what about
Oh.
your current situation?
Oh, that's different. If she was to
Okay.
say, I have that, I could sleep next to her feeling comfortable. So
Okay.
if I could close my eyes next to you, I can trust you. Like,
Okay. I got you.
Mhm.
All
yeah.
right. So yeah, the masturbation question.
Mm.
I want to see who can top what I had, what I did.
Yo, I'm trying to think. Where's the craziest
Mine
place?
ain't the worst. I did it at work.
At work?
Yeah, but that
I'm
was,
I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of that.
yeah. I'm
Wow.
on the computer, doop, 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 and the door. Everybody could have came through the door. I didn't care.
See, the
Yeah, I'm
thing
not gonna
is,
lie. I did it
I
at
don't.
work. I did it at work one time. Yeah, I did it at work. Yeah.
I don't.
Really?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I don't need porn to do it. I could go off my mind.
See, I can't
I've
do
done
that.
it. I've done
I
it like
can't do
that.
that. I can't do
I've
Yeah.
done
that.
it like that.
I need visual. I need visual. I can't
Have
just
you
go.
ever tried without?
What'd you say?
Have you ever tried without?
I tried. And it. Yeah, I can't. But
Okay.
I've tried. I've tried numerous times. I can't.
Educated lady, you?
I'm a prude. It was always in the bed.
Okay.
Mm.
For me, this story, okay, it's story time with Walls P. All right.
Uh oh.
So
Let's hear this.
we all been through that whole phase where we would drive miles and miles to get some
Yep.
poon, right?
Yep.
So this
Mm.
was a chick that lived in South Jersey, right? So I took the drive out there, to get it in and everything like that. I had used my brother car at the time. So I go down to South Jersey, whatever. We ready to I stay the night, whatever. So that morning, we didn't have sex or nothing. That morning, I'm like, you know what? Since I'm about to leave, let me see if I could shoot my shot real quick. So we start getting it in, blah, 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 yada, yada. And I'm gonna get real graphic. I start literally rubbing the tip like on the clit, whatever, getting it ready and everything like that, sucking on the breast, blah, blah, blah. So then I get up to, put the rubber on and everything, put the rubber on. I get on top. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, Basically, she wanted to do raw. I was like, nah, I'm sorry. I can't do it. Can't do it. Boom. Driving home. I'm like, yo, I'm rock hard. I got to get this, bro.
Oh,
Yeah,
so she
man.
didn't want she didn't want to hit after that,
She don't no. She wanted me to go in it raw, bro.
and you
Wait,
said no, and we done that.
Yeah, bro.
Oh,
I'm driving home.
mm.
I'm looking around. Yo, I start going in. I'm driving past trucks the whole nine. Yo, I'm going in. Boom. After about a couple minutes, I finally get off.
Bro, you did that
Yo,
long.
I got in an accident.
yo,
Word, bro.
yo, check this out. Check this out. Check this out. And
Word, man.
mind you, I said I'm driving by trucks, SUVs, the
Oh
whole
my
nine.
gosh.
Even to this day, even when I'm in a truck, I drive by, I look at a car, and I see the driver's side clear as day, their lap. I'm just like, damn, bro.
Yeah.
Whatever trucker drove by, they saw a twig and two berries, brother, and somebody going in.
Yo,
Oh my gosh.
was cell phones popping back then?
Huh?
Was
I,
cell
I this was like early 2000s. Early
Oh, okay.
they
2000s.
weren't
So
recording, bro.
cell phone, yeah. But I'm just like, yo, somebody had a story to tell, like, yo, the most craziest thing I saw was on the turnpike. A
Oh
black guy was
my
driving and was whacking off.
gosh.
I never did that. I never did that one.
Oh my gosh.
So that's why I said I wanted to see if y'all could topple my masturbation addiction.
Bro,
Yeah.
because I know how
But
dangerous it is just getting sloppy toppy while driving, bro. Like
bro,
you can
Oh
bro,
yourself.
Lord.
when bro, at that point when you need to release, you gonna release.
Yeah, but I get
It
in an
is-
accident.
Yeah, but like, yo,
Look, look, I had perfect equilibrium. My eyes was on the road. I'm like,
Oh,
yo, laser focus, brother. Like, yo, but
bro.
Oh wow!
yeah, but that's the mic drop of the live. This was definitely fun. This
yes,
was
it
definitely
was.
fun. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed
Yes.
this. Do
Definitely
y'all
have to
got
do it again.
yeah, yeah. Do y'all got anything? Yo, I know y'all do lives like every night. I don't know if y'all want to make this a Friday night thing. We do collaborations. I'm down for it.
I'm down, man.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I'm down. So it
Yeah.
is what it is. All right, so we'll try and plan that Friday nights
Mhm.
collaboration night. All
Friday
right.
Night Live.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But yeah, do y'all want anything to say before we sign off?
Just if you guys want to know where the conversation stemmed from in terms of our porn discussion, check us out at Hold Up, Hear Me Out, though, and check out
Yep,
that talk. What I mean,
that's
segment
the
there that we
channel.
got. That so
I put the channel in the chat and in the description. I put it down also in the description where they could access the channel to click on it and subscribe and everything like that.
for sure.
Yeah,
So like we
yeah,
want to hear your comments. We want to hear your
definitely,
stories. We want to hear all that. How you guys feel about the sex toys? We want to hear about
definitely.
that in the comments. So yeah,
Yeah,
definitely subscribe and all that.
exactly, exactly. Oh, and don't forget to hit the like button too.
Yes.
Yes.
June, you got anything you gotta end it with?
Enjoy
Nah, you good?
It was a good
Yes,
follow.
yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir. What about you, educated lady?
It was good. Thank you,
Yes,
everybody, for
yes.
tuning in with us for 2.5 hours.
Yep.
Make sure that you like, subscribe, share the video on both channels. Please make sure that you do it. I can't stress it enough. Again, thank you for tuning in.
matter
Yes.
of
Hey,
opinion. Again, we appreciate you having us, and
definitely. No,
Of course.
always
it's
appreciate
love.
you.
It's love. We family, brother. It is what it is. It
Appreciate
is what
that
it is. So,
for
all right,
sure.
yeah, you guys said it best, man. I got nothing to add to it. So, ladies
Mm,
and gentlemen, enjoy your Friday night. Have a good
Yes.
weekend. Stay blessed, and we will catch y'all on the next one.
peace.
Peace.